6 o'clock at the MJ Morning Show. Michelle and myself, MJ, no sign of Fester. Folks, I've got an MJ Morning Show alert this morning. And I tell you what, I saw two on the way in. So, Michelle, were you dozing or were you witnessing what I was witnessing in the drive on the way in here on this Tuesday morning, July 1st, 2025? I'm saying the date because the significance to the story warrants my punctuating the date, July 1, 2025. Oh, Fester's here, by the way.
Of course he's here.
Glad he could join us. All right, so, Michelle, did you observe two? Not one, but I saw two. Somebody get Don on the phone. All right, anything?
No.
You don't know what I'm talking about?
I know what you're talking about, but I didn't observe it because I was making notes as you were dictating to me on the way here.
I'm a dictator.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm a dictator.
You are.
I'm dictating on the way in.
You were. So, I was paying attention to that, but I know exactly what you're talking about.
What am I talking about?
The speeding 100 miles an hour, because it was one of the things you had me tap off to you in the text.
Oh, that's right. I said, hey, text me 100 miles an hour just to remind me. So, two vehicles clearly in excess of 100 miles an hour on the Howard Franklin Bridge southbound. I bring this up because today, one of the new Florida laws, a whole bunch of laws going into, some ridiculous amount, like 200, just a whole bunch of new Florida laws go into effect today. And one of them are new penalties for driving in excess as far as speed goes. And there are a couple of provisions. Just heads up on this, because I believe they can arrest you now. Yeah. So if you're driving 100 miles per hour or more, they could arrest you. And the fines get severe. Let me share with you here, and I think it's important. I'm going to mention this now, and I'm going to mention it like mid-show. Probably when we do the hour and 20 minutes of nonstop MJ. That's the thing, folks. If you're just an early listener, first of all, if you're an early listener to the show and you're missing the bulk of this program, you got to, go back and listen to the podcast. If folks are listening to podcasts, listen hours. There's a lot of crappy podcasts out there. And if you're hooked on some mediocre podcast and you only catch a few minutes of our show, I'm telling you, our podcast, pound for pound, it's our show, but we put it in podcast form. It's usually posted by 11 a.m., the whole damn show. If you're missing the bulk of our content, you got to go back and listen to our podcast. Just search it. It's all, we're on every platform. Just search for MJ Morning Show.
Absolutely.
On Q105. And then at 7:25 or so every morning, we do an hour and 20 minutes of nonstop content. No commercials, no music. Well, we don't play any music anymore anyway.
Yeah.
I was playing one song at 6:15. I dropped that a couple of weeks back or a month or so ago.
Nobody said anything, right?
No one said a thing.
No.
Yeah. I slowly just phased out all the music on my own, and no one said anything ever. We used to play a song out of every commercial break, and I just slowly stopped doing that. Nobody seems to be working out okay these days.
Yeah.
Seems to be working. All right, so let me share with you. This is the committee substitute for committee substitute for committee substitute for House Bill number 351. What the hell does all that mean?
It's some big legal jargon.
That's legal mumbo jumbo. But this is from the last legislative session, and we've got these new traffic laws that go into effect. Be it enacted by the legislature of the state of Florida, then Governor DeSantis signed this into law back in May, and it is now the law effective today here in the state of Florida. Section 316.1922, Florida statutes created to read, dangerous excessive speeding. A person commits dangerous excessive speeding if he or she, what if they're a they?
Yeah, right? How insensitive of the government.
Operates a motor vehicle, A, in excess of the speed limit by 50 miles per hour or more, B, at 100 miles per hour or more in a manner that threatens the safety of other persons or property or interferes with the operation of any vehicle. A person convicted of dangerous excessive speeding shall be punished upon first conviction by imprisonment for up to 30 days or by a fine of $500 or by both a fine and imprisonment. Upon a second or subsequent conviction by imprisonment for up to 90 days or by a fine of $1,000 or by both such fine and imprisonment, a person convicted of a second or subsequent violation of this section that occurs within 5 years after the date of a prior conviction for a violation of this section shall have his or her driving privilege revoked for at least 180 days, but no more than a year. So what this means, folks, is if you drive 100 miles per hour or more, meaning your speedometer reads 100, 105, 110, 120, they can arrest you now. And the whole penalty deal, this has all been changed. So if you're driving 100 miles per hour or more, or if you're driving 50 miles above the posted speed limit. So if the speed limit is 45 and you're doing a 95 run, that's 50 miles over, right? You're doing, I'm trying to keep it under 100. So if it's 45 and you're doing 50 over, you're doing 95. But that qualifies for these enhanced. But if you're in a 50 and you're doing 50 over, that's the 100. So they got you both ways. You're doing 50 over and you're doing 100. You're doing you're on the interstate. Listen, you're on I-4 and you're doing let's say you're in a 70. What around Sefner, Plant City,
65 miles an hour.
It's after 65?
I guess. But yeah, interstate speeds are 65 or 70 miles an hour throughout the state.
So on I-4, let's say you're doing the speed limit's 70, and if you're doing 100, if you're doing 30 miles over that 70, that's the 100, and that qualifies for this new enhanced law on dangerous excessive speeding.
Oh. I read it wrong.
What do you
I thought it was 100 miles over the speed limit. Like if you're going like for super speeders who are going like 140 miles an hour in a school zone.
Oh my gosh!
I read it totally wrong.
I did the whole story yesterday.
I know, but I didn't process.
What do you mean you didn't process
Because
it?
you're talking about people going 50 over, right?
Right.
If it's a 40 and you're doing 90, then you're doing 50 over.
You are making it a little confusing
but
over there.
Over 100, I'm thinking, oh my God, 140 in a 40 mile an hour zone? That's residential. You throw that person in jail.
Oh, so if you're on I-4 and the speed limit is 70, or if you're on I-75 and the speed limit is 70, And you're doing 100 over? Or you're doing 170? What, in a Toyota Corolla?
No, that guy's eliminated. But if I have like a Bugatti or some like
a Lamborghini,
a jet engine on the back of a Honda Civic, I was thinking 100 miles an hour over the speed limit. Throw that person in jail.
I installed a Pratt & Whitney JT8D on the back of my camera here.
Yes, that's what I was thinking.
I can hit 505 in this thing.
I was really proud of the governor targeting these super crazy
got a land speed record for a Toyota Corolla.
Like the salt flats of Seffner.
Yeah.
Just racing out there.
Like on an Indian motorcycle. What was that movie? Remember that? What was the Indian motorcycle?
Fastest Man or something.
Was that it?
Something like
that.
Is
that like Anthony Hopkins or something? Or that was a good movie. Anyway, so heads up. But the point is, I saw two vehicles clearly doing in excess of 100 on the Howard Franklin 275 southbound headed into the studio today. So you have been warned. Here on the MJ Morning Show. All right, 4th of July week, the rain. I guess they've backed down the rain chances a little bit for tomorrow, Wednesday. But apparently it's going to be a total rain screw job on Thursday and Friday. Now I see that some of the models are showing 4 to 6 inches of rain later this week for the Tampa Bay area. Yeah, I just hope that the rain is done before fireworks time on Friday night. That's what I'm hoping. All right, just getting rolling, folks. It is going to be a jamulated, very busy Tuesday here on the MJ Morning Show. Oh, when we get back, I've got a hallucination story you got to hear. You got to see what apparently caused the hallucination of this kid, what happened to this kid, what he was hallucinating about. Fester, you're going to be able to whip out one of your impersonations.
Possibly.
Yeah, no, it's not possibly. I know you will.
Oh, okay.
What do you think I'm saying? Listen to what I'm saying here.
Shaquille O'Neal involved?
Maybe if you had some damn headphones on, you'd be able to hear.
Nah.
All right. Where are your headphones?
They're still in the office. I didn't get here in time to go to the
office. Yeah, I know. You walked in 2 minutes late.
I should leave my headphones in the studio like you.
All right, 6:10, back in a second. The hallucination story's crazy. Next. Hope this doesn't happen to listeners of ours. This is dangerous. Involves a mountaintop and falling off and hallucinating. Next, MJ Morning Show.
Good morning. Things are...
At the MJ Morning Show, you want to hear a kooky, crazy story about a teenager on a hike and a hallucination that caused them to like fall off a cliff? This is nuts. And I had no idea that high altitude can cause you to hallucinate. I mean, I've heard of altitude sickness. I just didn't know that hallucinations were part of the deal. Hey, Michelle.
Yeah.
Where have we gone regularly for, let me try that again.
He's hallucinating right now.
Where have we gone regularly for the last, 30 years where altitude sickness could be a factor for some people?
Vail.
Yeah, exactly. So Vail's base is 8,100 and something like that. But, up at the highest peak, some of the, one of the more popular spots, if you're a Vail skier, the top of Chair 3 and Chair 4, above mid-Vail. So at the very, very top, it's about 11,200 or so. So what do you have there? 11,570.
Yes.
Yeah. So summit elevation, 11,570. I think top of Chair 4 is 11,300 or something. So, I mean, that's pretty high. And there are people that get to Vail even at the base level of 8,100.
And they're like, whoa.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So even in the town of Vail, you're still, at 8,100 feet. I think it's 8,120 to be exact. And we've known people that have gotten altitude sick. It's never happened to me. Michelle, I don't think it's happened to you either, has it?
No. But we've seen where the people have been treated. Remember, they brought somebody an oxygen tank. That's a child, I think, in our building was sick.
And that's right. They
didn't know. The parents didn't know what was happening. I think she might have been like throwing up she had other symptoms. And when they called the 911 or whatever, the emergency dispatch, they came out, they said altitude sickness. And then the next thing we knew, she was carrying a tank of oxygen with her.
They do big business out there. Typically when you think of oxygen tanks, you think of like 78-year-old ladies with emphysema with like the cannula in their nose and everything.
Right. Yes.
No, you got 8-year-olds walking around with oxygen tanks sometimes.
Yeah. Is that the cure? Just get more oxygen?
Yeah, in many cases. So people do get altitude sickness. It just never happened to anyone in my family. Me, Michelle, Chloe, Julian. And we've been going to Vail for years and years and years. Oh, you know what else? They sell those... They sell those little like aerosol cans of oxygen. What's it called? Boost. Yeah. So those are big. Like all the stores sell these cans of Boost. It's a small percentage of people I think they get altitude sickness, but you gotta listen to this story. This is crazy. This is a California teen who was placed in a coma after he hallucinated and walked off a cliff while hiking. Now, luckily, he didn't die. They have him, I guess, out of the coma. He's now breathing on his own. Zach, make that Zane Wach. Zane, W-A-C-H. Is it Wach or is it Watch? I don't know. 14-year-old kid has had his breathing tube removed after he was placed in a medically induced coma 2 weeks ago. So what the hell happened? This kid, a 14-year-old, healthy 14-year-old kid, began experiencing altitude sickness as he and his dad were hiking Mount Whitney up in Northern California. And he started to experience hallucinations, according to his father. So he was walking, hallucinated, walked off the edge of a cliff.
And he didn't tell his son, hey, how about you watch that step?
On Thursday, June 26th, the father of 14-year-old Zane Wach shared an update on his son's health following the incident 2 weeks ago in which Zane began experiencing hallucinations due to what doctors believe was altitude sickness. Zane's father, Ryan, wrote in a Facebook post shared on the teen's grandmother, Lisa Hershenson Wach's page that Zane had reached his first giant milestone after he was placed in this medically induced coma. She says, I'll be brief today as it was a big day, but very, very hard. Zane has had the breathing tube removed. This was a giant milestone, opens the door to many new steps forward. He's not doing much else at the moment. The largest focus is watching closely so he does well breathing. So he started hallucinating at altitude during the 19-hour hike with his dad, Ryan. Dad says his son began showing signs of altitude sickness. They started heading down the mountain, but things progressively worsened as they continued descending. Ryan said his son started feeling considerably better about 6 miles from the trailhead, but his condition worsened about an hour later. A short time later, Ryan said his son thought that he had finished the hike multiple times over, but they still had not even come close to reaching the trailhead. All right, here come the hallucinations and what the hell he was hallucinating about. He started to experience hallucinations, according to the dad. He knew he was hallucinating. He said he saw things like snowmen and Kermit the Frog.
Oh, Zane, watch out for the cliff.
Oh, my gosh.
Yeah.
So did Kermit the Frog tell him to just keep walking?
No, Kermit would have said, watch your last step.
The snowman told him to go off the cliff.
What happened to your Kermit? That is
I don't
awful.
know. This is my morning Kermit.
Dude,
I haven't quite worked. I haven't warmed up my instrument yet.
You've been able to do a reasonable, passable Kermit the Frog, but that sucks.
I didn't know.
Dude, you're not even close.
Hold on, let me clear my...
What are you doing? You've been able to deliver Kermit. That's been...
It does sound muffled, doesn't it?
No, it doesn't sound muffled. It just doesn't sound anything like Kermit all of a sudden.
It's not easy being green.
Okay, there you go.
Maybe I'm hitting it in the wrong register.
Now you're heading into Kermitville.
Right? Can you also do a snowman?
Let me hear a snowman.
Frosty
The snowman.
No, you got to be the snowman and instruct the poor kid to walk.
How does Frosty talk? Was it like the abominable song? What's that word? Abominable?
Abominable snowman.
Abdominal snowman?
The abdominal snowman.
You know what? I think you're right. I don't think Frosty did talk. I think it was just a narrator.
Yeah, he was like, or maybe he's like, kids?
Yeah, actually, Andrew says that Frosty did speak.
He did?
Sure,
Yeah.
but I can't really put a voice on him.
Yeah. So apparently Frosty did speak. I just remember, as a kid, you'd have, those CBS specials, whether it was Charlie Brown. Now, different networks, I think, carry these old classics. But back in the day, all of those like Frosty the Snowman, Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer, the Charlie Brown specials.
What about that claymation elf that wanted to be a dentist?
Yeah, that's which one was that? That was
that Rudolph?
That was Rudolph. Yeah, that's Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer. That's right. And remember, they all started, man. It was so exciting. I was 7, 8, 9 years old, and top of the hour, the CBS ID would come on with the. And the word special would spin around while this music was playing. Yeah. So apparently this 14-year-old kid told his dad that he couldn't tell whether he was dreaming or not.
Wow.
As he was hallucinating. Man, that's some scary stuff right there.
Yeah, poor bastard.
How far did he fall?
Dad said he told me he couldn't tell if he was dreaming or not, and he would shake his head in disbelief, and he would say, "This is not real." Like he was in a movie like Inception or something.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, no. Was Fozzie Bear there?
Waka. Oh, the last name is Wach. W-A-C-H. Waka.
Oh.
Anyway, the kid appears to be getting better. But can you imagine that you're hallucinating and you think that suddenly you got Kermit the Frog on your hike? Holy crap.
I mean, Kermit has those little legs. I mean, he'd be no help on a big hike like
I wonder if that crazy lady on the airplane that was hallucinating, I wonder if she saw Kermit the Frog in the back of the plane.
I'm telling you, I'm getting the off, and there's a reason why I'm getting the off, and everyone can either believe it or they cannot believe it.
Yeah, it's Kermit.
I don't give two but I am telling you right now, that back there is not real. And you can sit on this plane and you can die with them or not. I'm not going to.
No, I'm going to tell you right now, that's Kermit the Frog in 31F. And look, the snowman.
Yes.
29A. Window seat. Snowman.
Did this guy think he was on a plane?
Michelle, you asked a very good question, and that was?
How far did he fall?
120 feet off the cliff.
Oh, my gosh.
Yeah.
Poor guy.
The kid fell 120 feet off the cliff off of...
Was it a tumble or was it like just a straight dive kind of fall?
You know what? I don't have the map contours in front of me.
You don't have the topography
I don't
map
have that.
of the cliff area?
Mount Whitney in Northern California.
He's lucky to be alive, really.
Yeah,
I mean...
That is a very good statement. Yes, he is.
Are you a medical professional?
Is he conversing? Like now that he's had the tube taken out and everything? I mean, is he like aware? Is he like really awake or is he just
I think he's breathing on his own. He's not quite communicating yet.
Oh, my gosh.
Yeah.
How sad.
120 feet down the cliff.
Wow.
Dad said, I didn't see how there would be any way for him to survive, so I screamed. He told a newspaper, The Independent, that he quickly raced over to his son after the fall and found him still breathing. Rescue teams arrived about 6 hours later.
Yeah, that's the thing, man. You can't get rescue crews up there that fast.
They airlifted him to a local hospital. He was, I guess, flown to some small hospital in Lone Pine, and then they transported him to Sunrise Children's Hospital in Las Vegas. Wow. Sustained several injuries from the fall, including head trauma, broken ankle, broken finger, partially broken pelvis. What a story. As of this writing, the family's raised $30,000 through a GoFundMe. Hopefully this kid will fully survive, but altitude sickness and hallucinating that you're seeing a talking green frog and big snowmen.
Yeah, I once had altitude sickness here in Florida at Spook Hill. Isn't that the highest point in the state?
Is it?
I don't know. I don't think so.
Like what's that big tower?
Bach Tower.
Yeah, I think Bach Tower. I think maybe I'm wrong. I always thought I heard Bach Tower is the highest point in the state.
Why don't you Google it? We have the technology.
Well,
you got Mount Dora.
It's not Spook Hill.
No. You have Mount Dora, also Claremont. Claremont's got some nice hills. I would imagine the highest point in Florida is going to be somewhere in the Panhandle as you get closer to Georgia. So, you found it? All right, the highest peak in Florida is 345 feet above sea level.
I got very ill going.
Where the hell is it? You found the marker, but where the hell?
We have
you were right.
Oh, Lakewood Park. Where's that?
It's up in the Panhandle.
Oh, it is? Okay. Yeah, I was going to guess.
Walton County.
Yeah, Walton County. All right. So the highest point in Florida is in Walton County, and it's Lakewood Park.
Do we really need a marker to commemorate it?
Yeah, it's a little northeast of Pensacola.
345 feet.
Yeah, I guess it's right near the Alabama border is where the highest point is in Florida.
It's almost like cheating.
Why is that?
I mean, anything that happens in Walton or Escambia County really shouldn't count for the rest of the state.
Really?
It's like the least significant part of our state.
I've got a crazy pile of morons in the news next. Oh, I love it. Great morons in the news in minutes here on the MJ Morning Show. Hey, your air conditioning is going to break. I feel pretty confident that if you have your air conditioner for, 10, 15, 20, at some point your air conditioner is going to break. When it does, what do? You call Plan B air conditioning. What should your plan be? Your plan B should be Plan B. If your air conditioning suddenly needs to blow cold to make you comfortable and it's not, get on the phone and call 813-PLAN-B-AC. Hey, Michelle, I don't know if you knew this. I don't know if I told you, but a friend of ours, Christopher, his AC was busted late Friday night. Did you know this?
No, I didn't.
Yeah, his AC, he texted me at 9 o'clock on Friday night, and it's like, hey, my AC's not blowing. Can you give me the information for Plan B air conditioning? Because, he listens to the show and he knows it. So I gave him the info. Actually, I texted Kenny, the owner, and they had Christopher set up for first thing on Saturday morning.
Oh, great!
And they were there bright and early, fixed the air conditioning. They got some coil problems, but got them up and running. Folks, if you have any air conditioning problems, you call Plan B Air Conditioning. They just put in a brand new unit in my house. In most cases, you get a repair at a great price. I needed a new unit, and we put in a new Daikin unit. And my first foray with Daikin, and so far, so good. I'm happy. Nice stuff. Nice cold air. If you mention me, MJ, they'll give you 10% off. PlanBAirConditioning.com. PlanBAirConditioning.com. Tell them MJ sent you. Hey, another company that we advertise here on the MJ Morning Show that I use is Westfall Roofing. Got a leak? Hey, you might notice some leaks tomorrow and Thursday and Friday. Why? Because we're getting a buttload of rain. Some of the models showing 4 to 6 inches of rain here in the Tampa Bay area as we head into the 4th of July. If you've got a roof leak, you need a great roofing company that's going to treat you well, give you a fair price, do amazing work, and not rip you off sideways. And that roofing company that you can count on is Westfall Roofing. They do the roofing work at my house. I got a big project coming up with Westfall. So if you need any roofing work, whether it's a repair or maybe you need a new roof. Why? Because the average lifespan of a roof here in Florida is just 15 to 20 years. WestfallRoofing.com. Any roofing problem, you call Westfall and you tell them MJ sent you. WestfallRoofing.com. At 6:36, traffic's on. Let's grab Shriner with the latest. Oh, great morons in the news next.
Traffic is moving pretty well around Tampa Bay right now, though we are starting to see the volume build on I-4 westbound from Memorial Boulevard to County Line Road, again from Alexander Street to McIntosh, and on the approach to the 275 junction. For the moment, the rest of Tampa Bay looks pretty good. Be safe and have a good day. Keeping you updated, I'm Shriner. Traffic brought to you by the aggressive attorneys Winters and Yonker.
Are you looking for an aggressive and experienced law firm to protect your rights? Look no further than Winters and Yonker. Call us at 888-373-7770 or visit us on the web at wintersandyonker.com. Tampa.
If you ever find yourself inside the emergency room, surrounded by these sounds, by these voices, by these machines, may you find our team of expert emergency caregivers at your side.
You're gonna be okay. Just grab my hand.
This is the power of the human spirit. Advent Health ER, 24/7 access to convenient emergency care. Go to theerexperts.com for locations near you. Advent Health. Feel whole.
Blast your 4th of July with Galaxy Fireworks on the corner of MLK and Florida Avenue. The number for fireworks is 234 BANG. Go to GalaxyFireworks.com to find a location near you. Shop early to avoid the crowds. Galaxy Fireworks, out of this world.
It's here, it's now. It's officially time for Zero Res's annual summer sale. Take advantage and get 15% off all cleaning services. Mention me, MJ, to secure the deal or book online at ZeroResTampaBay.com.
The St. Pete Pier is turning 5, and the whole month of July is one big celebration. Kick it off with fireworks on the 4th, then dance under the stars at Beats on the Pier July 12th. Cool down at the Ice Cream Festival and get moving at the Fitness Fest July 19th and 20th. And don't miss the grand finale, 727 Day on July 27th, featuring 1,000 drone light show over Tampa Bay. Sponsored by Visit St. Pete Clearwater. It's free, it's fun, and it's all happening at the St. Pete Pier. Get the full schedule at stpetepier.org.
When it comes to restoring cars, Diego's got skills. And with Total Wireless in his corner, the whole world sees them. With the dual camera system on his new iPhone 13, he can take amazing car photos and post them on the fly with super fast 5G, and even turn this hobby into a full-time gig. His claim to fame? Claiming iPhone 13 with 5G on us. Get iPhone 13 with 5G on us when you switch to the Total 5G or 5G Plus Unlimited 3-month plan. Total Wireless, in your corner. For limited time while supplies last. Valid in store. Device taxes and fees may apply. Requires port in and ID verification. Restrictions apply.
What's the Anajar Levine difference? When you're injured in a car crash, we focus on your case so you can focus on the one thing that matters most. Getting better. I'm Glenn Levine with Anajar Levine. We'll fight to get you the maximum compensation you deserve. Call our legal team right now for a free consultation. 1-800-747-FREE. We'll help you take back control of your life. Call 1-800-747-FREE. That's 1-800-747-3733.
Main office, Tampa.
Get in the zone, AutoZone.
Welcome to AutoZone. What are you working on today? Hey, that's the spirit. Right now, we're celebrating free with a free STP oil filter when you buy 5 quarts of oil and free Duralast brake pads when you buy 2 rotors. Like always, free battery testing, charging, and recycling at every store. Celebrate free at AutoZone, now through July 28th.
Get in the zone, AutoZone.
Restrictions apply.
4th of July savings are here at the Home Depot, so it's time to get your grilling on. Pick up the Traeger Pro Series 22 pellet grill and smoker, now on special buy for $389, was $549. Smoke a rack of ribs or bake an apple pie, this grill is versatile enough to do it all. This summer, no matter how you like your steaks, your barbecues are guaranteed to be well done. Celebrate 4th of July with fast free delivery on select grills right now at the Home Depot. Subject to availability.
Texting enrolls you into recurring automated text messages. Consent not required to purchase. Message and data rates may apply.
Hey, Dan, how you doing? Haven't seen you around the gym for a while.
Yeah, I've really fallen off. Since I turned 40, I just don't get the results I used to get.
Could be lower testosterone.
Lower T?
Yeah, I went through it a while back. Once you hit 40, your body has less free testosterone. I got Nugenix Total T, and it's made a huge difference for me.
I've seen that ad on TV. Is it for real?
Oh, yeah. The key ingredient is something called Tesnor, which helps boost free and total testosterone levels to help you trim up and stay lean.
And it's made a difference for
you? Man, I feel like I'm in my 20s again. At work, in the gym, and in the bedroom.
Are they still giving out complimentary bottles for people to try it for themselves?
Yeah, you just need to send them a text.
Text HUNK to 42424 right now for your complimentary bottle of Nugenix Total T, the #1 selling testosterone booster at GNC. Plus, text now and we'll include a bottle of Nugenix Thermo, our most powerful fat incinerator ever, to help you get back into shape fast. Absolutely free. Text HUNK to 42424. That's HUNK to 42424.
Go to markspain.com to get a guaranteed offer on your home today and start packing.
Tampa Bay's hits of the 80s, 90s, and more.
Sponsored by Mattress Firm. Shop Mattress Firm's July 4th sale and reclaim your restless nights. Choose from a curated premium selection of mattresses to find just the upgrade you're looking for. Get matched, sleep at night.
Now, morons in the news on the MJ Morning Show on 104.7 FM, Q105.
All right, 6:42 at the MJ Morning Show. This might be, Fester, and all villages morons in the news.
You know what? I'm not mad at that.
No,
I'm
not.
That's all right.
Oh, yeah. This might be an all villages morons in the news from maybe my favorite news source on the planet, and that would be the Villages News, which is the newspaper for all of those, seniors up in the villages. Now, we get a lot of crazy stuff, like 80-year-old guys beating the crap out of a 79-year-old with a cane in a Publix parking lot. We get crazy stuff like that. But listen to this. We have a teenager attack story from the Villages News in Morons in the News. Teen attacks brother for loudly playing video games in shared bedroom. This is a rarity. I don't think I've ever seen two teenagers going at it in a story from the Villages News.
You know what? People underestimate the amount of young people living in the villages. I mean, all the businesses need staff. Generally speaking, those staffs are significantly younger. They have families. I believe there's a high school in the villages.
There has to be.
Like the villages high school. There's like a whole school system.
Fester, could you give me a full demographic workup for tomorrow's show?
Yeah, I can do it right now.
Yeah, let me know how many, teenagers there are in the villages.
1%.
A Summerfield teen from the Villages News was arrested for battery after attacking her brother while he played video games and recorded it live on social media. What? The attack? Deputies responded to a physical disturbance. What, you're telling me the parents couldn't contain this? They had to call the sheriff's office? What the hell? So deputies responded to a physical disturbance at this home up in Summerfield. This is Marion County in the Villages area. According to the arrest report from the Marion County Sheriff's Office, upon her arrival, he met 19-year-old Angelique Rivera, who advised that she and her brother share a bedroom inside the residence. It's got to be rough. 19-year-old sharing a bedroom with another teenager?
That's a situation. I mean, a lot of people had to share a bedroom.
Yeah, her brother, like the Brady Bunch.
Yeah, all three of them were there, right?
You had 3 boys in one room, and you had 3 girls in the other room. And then you had Miss Kitty Carryall. What was that doll's name?
Oh, I don't know.
All right. Her brother was loudly playing video games, so she went to sleep on the couch in the living room. She went back into the bedroom to grab personal items. When they got into a verbal altercation, her brother was recording live on social media using his phone during the altercation, and that upset her. Rivera proceeded to knock his phone down from the prop that it was set up on. She then left the bedroom, cut the power off to the house.
Oh. She's really mad.
Would she go to the garage and shut the breakers off? Hey, Andrew, I need all my power down sound effects.
Because that was the house in Summerfield.
Yeah. Give me my over the top movie and television power down sound effects. So she shuts off the power to the house. Oh man, that's crazy. So she knocked the phone down, cut off the power to the house, went back to the bedroom where it was apparently dark, where her brother continued to record the incident on social media. At that point, she smacked the phone out of his hand and lunged at him. He put her in a chokehold, and she screamed for him to get off. Their grandfather heard this and came into the bedroom to break up the fight. In doing so, he was struck in the face by the brother. So the brother smacked Grandpa in the face. Holy crap.
There's your elderly person.
Yeah, her brother described a similar incident as, I guess something happened in the past, so I guess it was a similar incident. He advised that, I guess they were, talked about just how the altercation went. She bit his right arm while he had her in the chokehold. A deputy noticed a bite mark consistent with a human bite on his right bicep. Rivera was subsequently arrested on a charge of simple battery, and she was taken to the Marion County Jail and was held without bond. I don't know what the latest is on Angelique Rivera, who shut down the power to the house. Oh, just like that. There it is, right there. Right. Yeah, cut the power, just like that.
They could have been visiting, right? Like visiting the grandparents. What an awful thing.
Yeah. So it doesn't say.
Yeah, it doesn't say.
Doesn't get into those details.
So I don't have the age of the boy also. So the girl, the sister, 19, but I don't have the age of her brother, who was playing loud video games and broadcasting on what social media platform? What's the one?
Discord.
Yeah. No. Is
Twitch?
Twitch. Yeah, Twitch.
YouTube streamers with these videos are just incredible.
I realize that, but wasn't Twitch sort of the original video game streaming channel?
Yeah.
I think a lot of it began on Twitch.
That sounds right.
If I'm not mistaken. All right. Now let's get a little older. More morons in the news out of the Villages. Villager to take anger management class after attack on fellow customer at a Circle K. You know what? We've had multiple stories of villagers having to go to anger management classes.
Oh, I thought you were going to say we've had multiple instances in front of the Circle K.
I think we have.
I feel like I've heard a few of those.
That too.
Both are true.
A villager has been ordered into anger management after attacking another customer who cut in line at the Circle K.
Oh, you don't want to do that.
You don't want to do elderly villages, senior citizen line cutting. No, you don't.
I mean, these people are near death. Yeah. I mean, any time they spend waiting in line is precious minutes.
You're saying they're about to power down? Oh. All right. So, Tina Marie Hughes, 65.
Oh, she definitely near death.
Tina Marie.
She's from the village of Alhambra. Yeah. She's been ordered to complete an 8-hour anger management course in order to avoid prosecution on a charge of battery. If she completes the course successfully, I guess she won't be prosecuted, according to the Sumter County Court. Yeah. She was tracked down after an altercation took place at a Circle K in the Villages. Hughes was apparently pissed off by another customer skipping the line, according the police report says potentially skipping the line.
So we're not even sure if the person was or wasn't skipping the line?
Potentially skipping the line, according to the Sumter County Sheriff's Office. The two women began to argue. Hughes reached around the other woman who was at the checkout counter, made physical contact with her arm and body. Would she just jump ahead? And then this Hughes lady grabbed her? She should have body slammed her.
Oh.
That's, line cutting is worth a body slam.
I got to say, you said potentially. Some Circle Ks have very confusing line configurations.
You know what? I think
Is there a snake?
There's a snake in some
rope?
Sometimes some of the newer ones have the snake.
Yeah.
Other times there's no snake.
What do you mean? There's a
how much time?
There's a line queue at Circle K.
Yeah, I literally go to convenience stores almost every day of my life.
I don't.
Okay, yeah.
That's what I know. So Fester's explaining this.
I will speak from a position of authority.
Yeah.
Right, go ahead.
There are sometimes a little. Not like a full S.
Yeah,
not
yeah.
like rows and rows, but like half a row. And now half the attendants at Circle K are like AI. You put your stuff down on like a pad.
Right.
What?
It scans it and tells you what you bought, and it'll be like, one Polar Pop, 79 cents. And, or then you buy it right there. You don't even deal with a person.
Wow.
A visit to Circle K is like a visit to the future.
It really is.
We got to go.
Futurama.
I feel like it's a Jetsons episode.
Get in a queue. It's like you're at a theme park.
Hey, listen.
With AI.
Who are you paying? Is there a robot on the other side, or is there a person?
You can feed cash into the machine, or you can pay with your card. Most people pay with their card.
Or you can swipe.
Hey, me.
Or if you want, you can wipe.
Oh. Okay.
The line will take a little longer that way. But, Meech, after the show, how about you drop that zero, get with this hero. We'll go to the Circle K.
Yes.
I will take you. You can get any size Polar Pop you want.
I mean, it'll be like an informative field trip for me.
It would.
Yeah. By the way, the deputies looked at the Circle K surveillance video and saw that this lady Hughes was the aggressor.
What?
Yeah, nothing like some senior-on-senior violence. I mean, how about the 80-year-old guy that's been banned from Publix up there because he cracked an 80-year-old dude cracked another like 70-something-year-old guy over the head with his cane in the Publix parking lot.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, what the hell?
Some of these old people are just looking for fights.
You know who the primary aggressor is very important.
Oh, yeah. All right, here's another one. Jealous man jailed after knocking dentures out of his gal pal's mouth. Again, the Villages, Florida's friendliest hometown. Emmett Irving, he's actually of Wildwood, was arrested on a charge of battery following an altercation. It happened last Saturday night, early Saturday morning, according to the arrest report. Became upset with his female friend of 12 years because she had been staring at other men.
Yep.
Oh, jeez.
Irving is 6 feet tall, got upset, punched her in the mouth with a closed fist.
Ooh.
Her dentures flew out of her mouth.
Well, I mean.
Do they come out that easily?
I mean, if you get a good whack, let's say you're on the tail end of the Fixodent stronghold.
Yeah, Polygrip, Fixodent. You see the commercials.
Yeah.
Where they put like the denture cream in and they jam it up in the gums.
I mean,
and then they go to a picnic and eat corn on the cob.
Right, delicious corn on the cob.
Right. So apparently it stays in while eating corn on the cob, but if you get punched in the mouth, apparently the teeth will fly out.
I think Fixodent has like a bell curve of efficacy.
Yeah.
Is that right? Is that the right word?
Oh,
Yeah.
And you know what?
Like
with you're talking about efficacy. Isn't there something called Effident? Isn't there
Effordent?
Effordent. Isn't that the denture cleaner stuff?
Yes.
Yeah, that cleans it.
Yeah.
Fixodent and forget it is when you put it in your mouth.
Fixodent and forget it.
But they may only work for 3 or 4 hours at a stretch before you have to reapply the tube lube.
I think
back in there.
You ought to use Gorilla Glue.
That'd be great.
You know what? Gorilla Glue is missing the boat. They need to market toward denture wearers.
I mean, if he was really concerned about her looking at other men with the dentures in, be glad she wasn't looking at men with the dentures out. That means something special.
Early morons in the news. All Villages today on the MJ Morning Show, and I'm very happy with that diverse pile of stuff right there. 6:54. When we get back, if you're traveling on a plane this summer, I've got a warning. I've got a garb warning. I've got a what you wear with this, it could kill you. All right? You got to be careful what you wear on an airplane this summer if you're traveling. So heads up. This is really important stuff. And it's next on the MJ Morning Show here on Q105. Hey, if you haven't heard the story, Allison, Fester's wife, was rear-ended by an Uber in downtown Tampa. $7,000 damaged to her vehicle. So you can imagine, if you get whacked by an Uber driver, who, by the way, had a fare in the back. I wonder if the guy in the back is all jammed up. I wonder if he's filed any kind of a claim. The dude in the back of the Uber that smashed into your wife.
We're talking specifically about Allison's accident, but these Uber drivers are everywhere.
Yeah.
And, a lot of them.
And listen, a lot of the Uber drivers are good drivers, safe drivers.
I was going to say the exact opposite. A lot of them are barrel-assing all through town.
Well, listen.
You got to be careful.
The bulk of them are not crashing into other vehicles, all right? But you do have it happen. And if it does, if a ride share smashes into you, you got to call the Kemp Law Group. So Stacy Kemp and the whole team at the Kemp Law Group is handling Fester's case. Accident or fall, you call Kemp Law. KempLaw.com. Tell them MJ sent you. 6:55 traffic's on. Let's grab Shriner. MJ Morning Show back in a minute.
We have an accident on the Suncoast Parkway southbound at Lutz.
At the MJ Morning Show, I've got a warning. If you are traveling, you've got some medical expert that's saying your choice of pants when you travel is crucial because your pants could kill you. Killer Pants. Oh, that's a good name for a band.
Killer Pants.
Killer Pants.
You know what? I'm a fan of taking them off.
Yeah, at Janice at Janice Landing. What do they call it now? Janice Live.
Is that what it's called?
Yeah, and that guy Jeff Knight can show up.
As a guest. He's relinquished his position.
Could be like celebrity server or something, you know?
Not celebrity.
Yeah.
Infamous.
Anyway, all right. So, there's another lawsuit, by the way.
Yeah. Heard that.
Michelle, can you dig that up? Later on, another family that was on the Clearwater Ferry has now filed a civil lawsuit against Jeff Knight. Again, no charges filed yet. I got to believe some charges are coming in the crash where he plopped his speedboat on top of the Clearwater Ferry, killing a man, which is horrific. All right, so a second lawsuit's been filed. The family of the deceased filed, and now you got a family that was injured. Yeah, all right, so we'll get into that later on.
So don't wear pants on planes?
Well...
Or don't wear tight pants?
You know what? If you don't wear pants on a plane, I would imagine that this would alleviate this potential issue here if you just go on to your flight pantsless. It might be easier to go through TSA as well.
No belt to take off?
No belt, nothing potentially showing up in the body scanner in your pants. But, of course, if you have TSA pre-check, you don't have to do the body. Oh, you know what? I don't want to tell you. I like that there's no one usually in line at Tampa International TSA pre-check when I travel. Don't get pre-check, folks. Whatever you do not get. It's a total waste of time. $85 for 5 years of expedited security. Do not get TSA pre-check.
No.
Total waste of your money. Do not wait in the big long line.
Yes.
And let me breeze right through with Michelle. All right? So if you're traveling, what you wear could have a significant effect on your health to the point where you could die. So if you dress comfortably or you think you're comfortable, it could actually be very detrimental. Let's talk about what Dr. Hugh Pabarue.
Dr. Pabarue.
Well, it's Pabarue. How else would you pronounce that?
Paging Dr. Pabarue. Dr. Pabarue.
Please pick up the white courtesy phone. Dr. Hugh Pabarue, stat. Yeah, he's a vein specialist with Metro Vein Centers, and he did an interview at the Huffington Post, and he says that certain types of clothing have a significant impact on your circulation when you're flying. Listen, you don't want to increase your chances of deep vein thrombosis.
Now, I always heard on long flights you have to get up and kind of walk the aisle.
I do. Yeah, ask Michelle. I do. When we're doing a long trip, I'll do a whole loop around the airplane like it's my personal track.
Oh,
yeah.
It's so annoying.
What do you mean it's annoying? I get up and walk? Really? It's annoying you?
No, because then you come back and you have a million stories that you want to tell me. Oh, guess what? Oh my gosh, you never guess what happened back. Oh, did you see? Oh my gosh, guess what I saw?
He brings back observations about everybody in every row.
Yes, and I'm just like, dude, I'm either sleeping or watching something or listening to. I'm totally checked out. I don't want to know anything.
There was a couple doing it under a blanket. Back in row 42.
That would have been us.
Yes. That would have been us? What are you talking? What? What are you saying?
Just saying.
Row 42.
Hang on. Let me tell you what Dr.
Tell me about these killer pants.
Let me tell you what Dr. Paradou says about killer pants. The clothing we wear can significantly impact our circulation. For example, tight clothing is not recommended. Wearing leggings and other restrictive garments such as skinny jeans that are too tight reduces the blood's ability to flow in and out of the legs.
Mm-hmm.
They already say that if you're sitting kind of in a confined seat, you don't move, and if you're on a long flight, that you really do need to move around and circulate your legs. You don't want to get deep vein thrombosis. Remember, that's what killed that NBC correspondent.
Bloom. Was it David Bloom?
David Bloom. Yeah, he was an NBC. That was during, the second Iraq?
Yeah,
right?
I think so.
That was during the second Iraq War,
Yeah.
and he was an embed.
Yeah.
He was in like an armored personnel carrier for hours at a time, all cramped up, and he died of deep vein thrombosis.
Yeah.
That could be the same damn thing that happens to you on a
plane.
Delta flight from Tampa to Seattle.
Yeah.
Get up, walk around. Find folks doing the Mile High Club in the back of the plane. Walk around. Yeah, he says that if you sit for an extended amount of time, especially on a plane, it can lead to blood pooling in the legs, which increases the risk of thrombosis. So skinny jeans, or if you're wearing those tight, like spandex pants, then you could be increasing your chance of dying.
I didn't think spandex was that tight, but I guess if I'm a vein specialist, I'd be against them.
Yeah. Then there's another woman. There's another doc. She's not a doctor. Christine Negroni. Did she invent the drink? Or when she goes out, does she order her name? Yes, give me my last name, please. Negroni.
No, it's give me my namesake.
Yeah, give me Christine Negroni. She
and it's not a screwdriver.
She's an aviation specialist, and she made headlines after warning female travelers against wearing tight leggings. And she even wrote a book.
No leggings on planes?
Dude, yes.
Is that the name of the book?
Go to Amazon. I'm telling you, the name of the book is Don't Wear Leggings on an Airplane and Other Lessons from Unhappy Landings.
That's a long title.
That's the name of her book. Don't Wear Leggings on an Airplane. Go to Amazon. Type in "Don't wear leggings on an airplane."
Don't wear leggings.
Let's see if this is like a Kindle book or is this a real book? Don't wear leggings on an airplane and other lessons from unhappy flying. All right, you got it. All right.
Don't wear leggings on an airplane.
Yeah,
book.
it's not on Amazon. Amazon's got everything. What is this? Would she publish her own pamphlet?
They have
what?
It's a little stapled.
Yeah, it's a little. It's copy machine paper.
Maybe she got it coiled at Kinko's.
Yeah. Be ready at 4.
I self-published.
Yeah. So she says the issue with leggings is the nature of the material. You have a tight garment that is usually made from synthetic fibers, made from petroleum products, which is not something you want to wear on an airplane because of the largest risk of survivable air accident is fire. She's saying that, and I've always heard this, that you don't want to wear synthetic clothing, that if there's a fire on the plane, that the freaking clothing melts to you like candle wax. Yeah. So if you have synthetics, like you're wearing nylon and you're in excessive heat or a fire, that stuff can melt on you. I've always heard this, that you want to wear natural fibers, like cotton or wool. You want natural fibers. You don't want the synthetic stuff, which, could catch fire easier and melt to you.
Yeah, I have a video of her, Christine Negroni, on some L.A. sit-down talk show.
Oh, yeah.
And she's talking about anti-flammable materials.
And look, she's making a Negroni also.
Here,
she's got her. All right, go ahead. Roll.
To catch fire. How would all of those things be mitigated to enhance your possibility of survival? So it's anti-flammable materials, no toxic smoke.
Right there.
It's energy-absorbing components like the seat back in front of you. Yeah. All of those things, they're very well thought out.
She sounds like she's drunk on Negronis right now.
She does.
We may be worried about how comfortable.
I'm kidding.
They don't care about how comfortable.
You know what? I actually have a book of hers in my shopping cart on Amazon. A previous book.
Are you kidding?
Yeah, the crash detectives investigating the world's most mysterious air disasters.
Yeah, really? Hold on. Coincidentally, you have one of her books in your cart on Amazon right now?
Yeah.
How long has it been in there?
A while, because it's one of those books where you you want to order it whenever,
was this going to be a gift for me?
Possibly. But it was kind of like a fascinating take, and it has a blurb from Captain Sully about how she's a talented aviation journalist and clearly understands the critically important part of the human factor in aviation safety. So,
All right. Also, compression socks might help you with your circulation. All right. So, there you have it. 7-Eleven at the MJ Morning Show. Have you heard about the latest serial killer? Folks, we've got breaking news. We have a serial killer. Yeah, this is big. This is the latest serial killer that has been announced here in the United States. Have you heard about this, Michelle or Fester? Yeah, this is a serial killer.
What does he chop up like, streetwalkers or something? Or
Nope. Somebody died at a cereal plant.
Oh, no.
What?
It's a serial killer.
Okay, hold on.
It is.
Is it like...
This is a terrible... Michelle, don't laugh. This is a terrible
Is it
story.
one of the big cereal plants?
No, it's one of those private label contractors.
Ooh.
That makes like private label cereals for like supermarkets.
Yeah, like the generics?
Yeah. Apparently this company's huge. I've never heard of this company. Then I go to their website and they make all kinds of stuff. They make like cake mixes and all kinds of crazy stuff, cereals. So when you see like the generic brands or the supermarket brands, this is the kind of company that makes like generic Cheerios, for instance. I never heard of this company. The Gilster Mary Lee cereal plant in Perryville, Missouri. Yeah, we got a serial killer, Lou. I think better get the FBI on the phone. I think we got the makings of another serial killer. Yep.
The FBI.
All right, so, yeah, this is terrible. A death investigation underway. This is at a food plant in Missouri. According to the Perryville police, they were called to the Gilster Mary Lee cereal plant last Thursday. Officers say initial reports claim that a man was stuck inside an industrial oven.
They make 100 different kinds of cereal.
They do. They make all kinds of stuff. I mean, chances are that if you purchased some food item that wasn't like a brand name, they made it. This place is huge.
You think they make Joe-O's? Like Trader Joe's?
They might.
Cheerios?
You know what? They very well might make Trader Joe's O's.
Whole grain toasted oats.
Yeah.
Cheerios.
Yeah. So they make a Cheerios knockoff product. That you might be right.
Corn Flakes, Bran Flakes, Rice Crisps,
they make all, and it's not just cereal. You're looking at just the spreadsheet of the cereals they make. There's like 100 cereals they make.
Then they make 100 different kinds of cake mixes.
They make hot cereals, cold cereals. They make cookies, cornbread, donut mixes. They all kinds of junk. And this dude at the plant ends up in their oven. The victim, 38-year-old Nicolas Lopez Gomez from Guatemala, was working under the alias Edward Avila. I wonder if he was documented.
Wow.
Well, he's documented now of dying inside an oven at the cereal plant.
Poor bastard.
Yeah, I mean, this is terrible.
Any word on what cereal they were making?
No. I don't know what they were doing at the time, but they were unable to... How did he get stuck inside the... Well, remember the girl got stuck inside that big oven at Walmart up in Canada? Remember the teenage girl?
Yeah.
I mean,
and she was baked. Was she in like the chicken rotisserie machine? What was that? It was like a walk-in oven.
It was in the bakery.
Walk-in bakery oven.
Walmart has these walk-in ovens where you just bring a whole cart of cookie dough in there, and then they all cook.
They're all like on a rack on the trays, and they cook right inside the oven. Anyway, this teenager up in I think it was Ontario. I mean, she got locked in the oven, then the oven got turned on. Have they solved that yet?
I mean, I think they solved it when they opened up the oven.
Yeah. In this case, they don't know. It's like the oven was supposed to be shut down, and it says it was going through maybe a drying system, a cereal drying system that was out of service. So we don't know, he got locked in. Maybe it was just lack of oxygen, or if there was some process that was occurring.
Why'd the guy have a real name and then was working at the plant under a fake name?
Listen, you could investigate that later.
Yeah.
I mean,
I'm sure they're going to be investigating this plant.
Yeah.
Yeah,
and their hiring practices, or whether, how many, if they do have.
He's been there for 9 years.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Well, he's not going to make 10.
Okay.
They had a cake planned for him. And They're gonna have like a
You
party.
told me not to laugh.
They're gonna have a party in the brick. We told you something
It's
else.
terrible. That's like, David Caruso shows up. He's been here 9 years. Well, he's not going to make 10. No, that's like a.
That wasn't quite a good singer.
You don't think so?
No. There's no cleverness to that one.
I thought it was fairly clever. No.
No.
Hey, did you see the video of the gator swimming in a lake here in Florida with a golf club in his mouth?
Yeah. How is he even doing that?
I don't know.
Okay, hold on. He picked because you gotta figure if there's a golf club, it might have been in the lake.
Yeah, but how is he holding it like that? It's like a flag.
It's like he's holding
Yeah.
the head of the golf club.
Yeah.
Like he's got a one wood in his mouth and then he's got the one wood and it's like sort of in an upright position.
Yeah.
And then the club, the actual shaft of the golf club is sticking straight up like a flagpole.
Right.
As the gator is swimming through the water. It happened here in Florida. Do we know exactly where it happened? Did you see? Oh, here we go. No, it doesn't. I couldn't find exactly what lake and where here in Florida.
So if he has in the tip of his jaws,
Yeah.
this tip of his snout, his jaw, right where his nose holes are, his nostrils,
right?
If he's holding the wedge part of it, it would be standing up.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Yes, he's holding whatever. I don't know whether it was a wedge. I don't know if it's a putter. I don't know if it's a 9-iron. I don't know if it's a 1 or a 3.
He has some interest in this, obviously. He doesn't know he looks so awesome going around the swamp.
He's just floating in the water, the gator with the golf club sticking straight up in the air.
Oh, I love this gator.
So what happened to the golfer?
You know,
That's where's the golfer?
I've seen videos before of golfers who swing and they let go of their club accidentally, and the club goes flying 30 yards.
That happened in Caddyshack.
Okay.
I think, didn't that happen with Judge Smales, right?
Hit the lady right in the head.
Yeah, exactly.
That was a ball.
What?
Was it a ball?
No, I think he got pissed off and threw the club. in Caddyshack, Judge Smales, or was it Smales or Schmales? He got pissed off because I think Rodney Dangerfield made noise and caused him to screw up his shot, and then the judge took his golf club and flung it, and it hit some old lady and knocked her unconscious on the side.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, is that it? Oh, no, it's right here. Hold on a minute. I roll it back. Here we go. All right, hit the audio. Go. Play. Right there. Oh,
he throws it.
Yep. Oh, and then it ends.
Oh.
Hold on. What kind of crappy clip is that?
It just says Judge Smales throws golf club.
What? Well, hold on. Find a better clip. Find Rodney Dangerfield distracting him or throwing him off his game. You got to find the whole clip from Caddyshack. By the way, for our younger audience, if you've never seen Caddyshack, you got to watch Caddyshack.
Great movie.
Hey, has Julian and Chloe seen Caddyshack, Michelle?
I don't know.
Oh, I got to watch Caddyshack with
Yeah.
them. Anyway, so Gator floating off with a club in its hands. All right, when we get back, Michelle, I didn't get to this yesterday.
Yeah.
When we get back, we got to talk about the sardine fish nails and this whole fish nail trend, all right? Also, women who are pregnant and the drinking pass-off tip-off. Does that make any sense?
Pass-off tip-off.
Yeah, the drinking pass-off tip-off and a pregnant woman. I'm going to make crystal clear sense out of that when we get back in minutes. Also, Fester's kid ecstatic. I don't understand this.
Over the moon excited. You don't know who this guy is.
So Fester's kid ends up on apparently a very popular YouTuber's video. And
did you see it last night?
I did. Mm-hmm. Did you know how this happened?
I know exactly how it happened.
All right, this is crazy, crazy stuff. So we'll get to that coming up in just a second. And, you're not going to believe this. I got an email just a short time ago for a purchase at Longhorn Steakhouse that I did not make. I better click on all the links.
Yep.
Hang on. We got a lot of stuff next. We start an hour and 20 minutes of nonstop MJ. in minutes here on the MJ Morning Show on Q105, so don't move. You want to save 10% and get the best garage door service in town? Oh, it's yours. Just call Banco. Now, if you have a garage door, chances are at some point you're going to need some service. So, you know what the number one service call is? Hands down, number one service call for garage door companies, including Banco, is a broken spring. They have a shelf life. They have a cycle life, with 5,000 openings and closings or 7,500. So there is a shelf life, and at some point, your garage door spring's going to break. If your spring is sprung, call the folks you can trust and really rely on, and that's Banco. BancoDoors.com. You mentioned me, MJ. They'll give you 10% off. You need any garage door service, you want Banco. Best around, family operated, over 40 years in the Tampa Bay area. Yeah, don't be taken. Don't be ripped off. There are companies out there that will take advantage, not Banco. BancoDoors.com, new garage doors, upgrade, curb appeal improvement, hurricane-rated garage door, new garage door openers, state-of-the-art stuff like I have with the top-of-the-line LiftMaster. All can be yours. BancoDoors.com. Tell them MJ sent you. Making that move? Make the correct move. Hey, Andrew, I don't know if you know, the producer down the hall came to me and said, hey, can you hook me up with two college brothers? We're moving. Yeah, one of our producers at a different station, Andrew, I guess mother-in-law is moving in with them, so they got to get a bigger house. Hope the mother-in-law's chipping in on that action. Anyway, the mother-in-law to pay for the damn move from two college brothers. So I'm going to hook him up. I have hooked up so many people that I know with two college brothers. They love two college brothers. If you're making a move, make the right move. Do not make the wrong move. The moving company you want is twocollegebrothers.com. You've got the others, then you've got Two College Brothers. That's twocollegebrothers.com. That's going to be the smartest move you'll ever make. Mention me, MJ, and they'll give you free moving boxes. They'll drop off a pile at your front door. twocollegebrothers.com. The Holland Group Retirement Wealth Advisors would love you to make a discovery call appointment. You want to make sure that your investment planning is on track, that you have the right investments to produce the right amount of monthly investment income. Do you have the correct full retirement plan? This is where the Hollands come in. Complimentary, no obligation, no cost to you. They will build you an investment strategy to make sure you don't run out of money in retirement. Hey, if you're in your mid to late 40s, your 50s, make sure you're on track. The last thing you want to do is wait until the very end and you've really screwed it up and, maybe you don't have time to fix things. Make sure you have the right plan right now. If you are in retirement or like knocking on retirement in like a year or so or maybe a month or two, you got to get a hold of the Hollands. Make sure you can have the retirement you've dreamed of. Go to askthehollands.com, askthehollands.com, make an appointment. Complimentary, no obligation. Tell them MJ sent you for the Holland Group Retirement Wealth Advisors. Traffic's on Shriner, 1 hour, 20 minutes, nonstop MJ next. right, 7:28 at the MJ Morning Show right here, right now. Hour 20 minutes, nonstop MJ. So, Michelle, you're telling me, and you get your nails done like every other day, right? Seems that you're at the nail salon every other day.
No, I go like once a month. What are you saying?
Is that it? It just seems like every other day.
You know what? The time. It's the time.
You get your nails done once? Oh, it's Chloe that seems to go often. Are we still paying for that? Or since she has a job, is she paying for her own damn nails now?
Did you pay for your nails when you were her age?
Yeah, why don't you do a self-audit? You should know the answer to that question.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, I bit my nails free of charge. Yeah.
You bite Chloe's, too.
Yeah, that was internal billing as I bit my own nails. So the latest trend, the craze is sardine and fish nails. I guess they're calling it the Sardine Girl Summer, and I think it's like a trending social media deal on like Reels and TikTok.
What does that mean? What is sardine nails?
Describe it to me.
They're doing their nails like fish. So they're doing like little fish eyes, fish heads, fish gills.
Oh, my God, I feel so much better. I thought it actually meant like the canned fish.
No, they're not like dipping their fingers in anchovies. Hey, smell my sardine fingers. No.
Oh, I was like, that's disgusting.
No, and it's Gen Z. So that would be Chloe. I guess Chloe is awake now, right? 7:30? 7:29? Chloe should be up.
She should be. She might be at an exercise class.
All right, MJ, look at these nails. They look super cute.
Yeah, so, Fester just went online. Oh, they're all over the place.
Yeah, just type in sardine nails and then images.
The latest deal is that Gen Z young women are making their fingernails look like different varieties of fish, different colors. What if I want a mullet?
They could probably do it.
Not like Joe Dirt. I want like a mullet on my fingernails.
What about like a smoked mullet, like over at Ted Peters or something?
Say Pete over here?
Yeah.
Where's that on? What street is that on?
It's down like in Pasadena.
Do you know I've never been there?
You're missing out.
I've never been to Ted Peters. Smoked mullet. I got to get there. It's a classic.
Listen, right now it's a little warm, but maybe when it cools down a little bit, we'll go.
What do you mean it's a little warm?
It's hot as hell.
I don't care. I've been in Florida for 33 years.
No way. I don't eat outside in weather like this.
Yeah, me neither.
Crazy. I don't want.
Hello?
Oh, yes.
Are you awake?
Getting up.
All right, 7:30. What time does your alarm go off?
6:45.
Chloe, it's your last 2 days of work.
Oh, I know.
So mail it in. Don't worry. What are they going to do? Fire you?
Don't tell my kid. Just because you mail it in every day.
Yeah.
Just because you phone it in.
They haven't fired me, kid.
Don't tell my kid to mail it in or phone it in, Fester. Yeah, Chloe has been working at the state attorney's office for a year. And tomorrow, Wednesday, it's going to be her last day as a felony assistant because she's going to law school, so we got to get her ready. And what was the rationale instead of like letting her work through July? Just kind of let her get.
Oh, she needs a little break.
Get in the mode.
I mean, not to toot her horn, but she's a hard worker. She
she
goes in early a lot. She stays late a lot.
She went in on Sunday.
She did. She wants to get all her work done before she leaves. So and I think. I went to law school, so I kind of know this. And a lot of the attorneys in her office have said the same thing. You need like a mental break. You need a good gap before you start, because once you start, it's pedal to the metal for 3 years.
I remember that, like the first year, I barely saw you.
Yeah.
I thought we were divorced.
Well, I'm surprised we didn't.
You know what?
At the end of it, I was like, dude, I don't know how you handled it, because I was bitch on wheels for 3 years.
I thought you died. I didn't see you. I was about to file a missing persons report.
He had a picture of you with a candle. Like when you walked in the house.
Yeah, Michelle, especially your first year of law school. But listen, you were busy you did Stetson in 2.5 years.
Right.
You got through a little, shy of the 3 years. All right, so Chloe starts law school in, August. And so her last day at the state attorney's office, Hillsborough County State Attorney's Office, will be tomorrow. And
so if you want to have Chloe handle your file, you have to commit a felony today, is what MJ's saying. If you want to have any kind of, 7 degrees of separation from Chloe and MJ, commit your felony today. She'll probably get the file by tomorrow.
No, she won't.
And then she'll sign off on it.
You'll be on.
Yeah.
Anyway, Chloe, you've had a great time in that office, haven't you?
I love it so much. People are like, "Are you going to return?" And the truth is, I feel like I could see myself returning. I've always said I wanted to work up north, but working at this office has made it a very difficult decision.
Yeah,
I
so
really wanna
Chloe,
return.
after law school, you got to get through law school. You got to pass the bar. Maybe you can come back to the Hillsborough County State Attorney's Office as a prosecutor, like your mommy did.
All right, so I got a question.
Yeah.
Yeah.
State Attorney's Office.
Yeah.
Is that the prosecutor, or is that like you now have the right to remain silent if you can't afford an attorney when an attorney?
No,
will
that's
be
the
appointed?
public defender. What are you,
I'm
a
asking.
dope?
It's the prosecutor. We're putting the bad people away.
The prosecutors prosecute. That's the state attorney's office.
asking.
They prosecute cases. If you can't afford an attorney, that's the public defender's office.
One will be appointed for you.
Yeah.
Dude, that is remedial.
I'm asking. I don't know.
That is remedial.
I
Anyway,
thought you guys worked in the same office.
You know what that means? You've never committed a crime. I'm so proud of you.
Hold on. I've committed plenty of
Oh, well,
crimes.
you've never been caught.
I've never been caught.
All right, Chloe, the reason, are you listening or you missed our segment on why we're calling you?
I think I missed it.
All right, I'm calling you because have you heard of the Sardine Girl summer trend?
No.
See?
All right, maybe you don't know the name. Have you seen or heard of all of the women in your age category? This is Generation Z. Have you heard of the latest fingernail trend to turn your fingernails into fish?
No.
Oh, you haven't seen this?
Okay, you don't turn your fingernails
Yeah.
into fish. You paint little fishies on your fingernails.
People are having their fingernails done in all kinds of fish designs, and apparently it's the latest craze with girls your age.
That's so bizarre.
Yeah.
So, Chloe, in your office, have you seen anybody with designed fingernails?
Yeah.
No.
With fish on them. No?
No artist,
No.
no artistry on the nails?
No.
I mean, if I commit a crime and my prosecutor walks into the courtroom
with fish fingers.
Yeah, I'm like, I'm getting off on this one. There's no way they're going to make this stick.
All right, Chloe. All right, have a good final 2 days at work, okay?
All right, thank you.
Are they going to throw a going away party for you tomorrow?
Why? She's been there 1 year.
Yeah.
Exactly, Chester. Thank you.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, let's have a party for the short timer.
They won't even know she's gone.
People have been there
Yeah.
40 years and never even bought them lunch, and here we have a party for the kid.
All right, goodbye.
Get outta here.
Chloe, have a good day at work. All right, goodbye. Bye. All right, so she never heard of the fish nails, but
No.
Fester did a cursory search, and
Yeah.
a billion pictures have come up.
So I typed in fish fingernails,
Yeah.
which is more specific
Yeah.
than sardines or what do you
Yeah.
say, anchovy?
But
Yes.
look at the designs, and I mean, they're making them. These artists are making these women's fingernails look like iridescent, like fish lures. You know, the different colors, the bright colors to attract the fish and reflect light, and the iridescent colors. You ought to see some of the designs that women are having done to their fingernails to look like fish. They're crazy.
If they would tap their nails on the tank at the Florida Aquarium, they would drive those fish nuts.
I tell you what, that's a good way to get your arm bitten off if you're at the ocean.
Oh,
You know, the sharks. Get, look at that school of fish.
There's 5 of them.
Stop.
Unbelievable. Hey. I just got an email. Oh, my God. I better take care of this right away because this must be some mistake. I just got an invoice for, apparently I had dinner at Longhorn Steakhouse in Georgia yesterday, and I just got the invoice in my email box. I better click on all the links to let them know that, no, that wasn't me. Nope. Let me click on all the links and let me put in my name, my social security number, my address. Oh, they want my bank account and routing number. Oh, let me put that in there as well so they can redeposit the money into my account.
Well, when you're part of the Lone Star, was it Lone Steak, Lone Star? Who sent you?
Dude, it's Longhorn.
Longhorn. When you're part of the Longhorn Grilled Steak Club, we need all that information.
Yeah, so obviously it's a scam. An MJ Morning Show scam alert. Don't fall for this. I mean, all these like phishing scams and, you know, these ways to like breach, or you download something and put all kinds of malware on your computer, or you click on a link, or then you give them all kinds of information. Yeah, listen, for I guess some bozos, this might look official. The minute I saw this, I'm like, racket. Yeah, I got an email to my MJ@MJMorningshow.com account. By the way, That is my private email.
Yep, that's what the folks at Longhorn were saying.
Exactly.
Yeah, let's get a hold of MJ
But
and it's private.
But it's not Longhorn. No, but seriously, if you need to email me, folks, if you've got any hot tip, you have some gossip, if there's a story I got to know about, if you have something for the show, if you want to remain anonymous, that's fine. Just tell me. The amount of material that I get from listeners like you, email, you might not have something now, but maybe in a week or two, a month or two, if ever you need to get a hold of me, mj@mjmorningshow.com, my private email. So I get this email. The subject line is your mobile payment confirmation from Longhorn Steakhouse. And, of course, it's not from Longhorn, but they make it look like Longhorn. So they have the email address that they have set up. It came from Longhorn at e.longhornsteakhouse.com.
Oh.
Yeah, so they add like a little extension, so it's e.long. So it's not real Longhorn. This is just like some, cyber criminal operation, trying to, do a phishing scam and get information. So it looks official. You open up the email, and then it's got a whole, like a graphic. We've got your payment, and the font looks professional. It's over a bunch of grilling steaks on the grill. And then it says Longhorn Steakhouse, Buford, Mall of Georgia. Yeah, because I was at the Mall of Georgia.
In Buford?
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
but that's what they're banking on. And so I wasn't there. Oh, I better take care of this. My mobile payment went through. Oh, my God, I better click on their links. I better, respond. Yeah, so this came from, obviously, scammers impersonating Longhorn Steakhouse in Buford, Georgia, at the Mall of Georgia, on Mall of Georgia Boulevard. By the way, the subtotal, my order summary for my Longhorn takeout, I had $25.49, $1.53 tax. The check total was $27.02. Oh, and I left a $4.05 gratuity for a total of $31.07.
Okay.
And the payment type is Apple Pay. Oh, my God.
You ate by yourself.
Plus, I don't have Apple Pay. I don't use Apple. I don't have Apple Pay. But, they send out hundreds of thousands of these things. And guess what? They get a handful of morons every single day. Oh, my God, I better clear this up right away. Let me click on the links. Let me give them what they want. Oh, $31.07. I better put in my Social Security number. I mean, don't fall for this crap, so I got it.
I ever tell you about my Longhorn Steakhouse, like, not scam, but it's kind of like a workaround?
By the way, Longhorn does a good job.
They do a really good job.
Yeah,
really
I think Longhorn, it's been a while since we've been to Longhorn, but, when we used to go to the one, remember they have the janky Longhorn?
Next to the strip clubs?
Right across from like Mons Venus, and on the same side as 2001 Odyssey. There used to be a Longhorn, and it was like attached to this like one-star motel. Remember that?
It was like in the same strip plaza as like the 2001, I think.
It was like
right next door.
It was a janky old crapo Florida strip center, and there used to be a Longhorn there. When did that go away? Like 10 years ago or so?
I think it's where Riveters is now or something.
I've seen that with all the motorcycles out front nearby.
Yeah.
And then they moved Longhorn over to like Boy Scout and West Shore.
Much nicer location.
Yeah, they got the Olive Garden there, and then Longhorn, which I always found it humorous because it's the folks at Outback with the Bloomin' Brands headquarters. They can look right out of their windows right at the opening of International Plaza, and they're looking down at their competition, Longhorn and Olive Garden. All right, go ahead.
Probably done strategically.
Tell me.
All right, so, Michelle, when you feel like a little steak, not like a lot of steak, not like I don't want the big double porterhouse, not like that, right?
Right.
They sell the Renegade Sirloin, right, for $16.79.
Right.
But if you order the kids' steak, the kids' sirloin, it's the same cut of meat. You just get one less side. So, is one side worth $7?
I would order the kids' one.
The kids' one's $9.99.
But they don't allow you, a big fat guy, to order. They allow you to order the kids.
Like, let's say, like, my wife's going to work.
It says for children under 12.
Right. You order it to go.
Yeah, that's what you do.
You would do a takeout order, right? Hey, I'm hungry. I want some steak. You don't want to cook a steak at your house?
What do you order? 4 kid meals for your whole house?
Yeah, $50. Everybody's eating steak with tip.
Yeah. That's a deal.
So that's your racket?
Listen,
you do takeout and you order the kids' meals for everyone?
Listen, dinner is $50 Anywhere you go, takeout. I mean, you order 2 pizzas, it's $50.
Right. You've got a racket for everything.
Call Longhorn, you order 4 kids sirloin, and you do it all online.
You've got a scheme for everything.
And I'll tell you right now, Longhorn's bread game is on point.
Really?
It is on point. It is a good big roll.
Oh, nice.
You get 4 of the renegade size steaks. It's not like a Flo's filet, which, is a bigger size steak, but it's enough meat for a meal.
Yeah.
And then you get one side, and the side can be the house salad. Salad and a steak.
That's perfect.
$10. Can't beat it.
Is there something you don't have a racket for?
This isn't really a racket. You're allowed to do this.
I mean, it says children under 12, and I do have 2 children in that general age category.
You know what? Longhorn needs a security force to go to your house and make sure that if you take out and you do the kids meal racket, like Fester, because it does say kids meals for children under 12, so they can enforce that in the restaurant, but what they need to do is they need to enforce it takeout. They need to follow you home and make sure that kids are actually eating all those kids meals. If not, they bust into your front door and they yank it off your table.
Tell you what.
That's Longhorn verification police.
The young lady they had working takeout counter at the location on Fowler could come over anytime she likes.
Yeah, you and your rackets, man.
Not that I know what to do with it.
So rain-wise, I hate to be a party pooper here potentially, but we're supposed to have just a very busy rainfall week. Rain's supposed to get cooking, I guess, tomorrow, but the heaviest rain just in time for the 4th of July. So the heaviest rain now, they're saying Thursday and Friday, and some of the models now are pushing 6 inches in a couple of days. So Thursday, Friday, potentially 4 to 6 inches of rain in parts of the Tampa Bay area. So, and then there's a possible tropical development in the Gulf north of the Bay Area. Listen, no hurricane, just, like tropical activity, So, it's not like we have a hurricane or anything. So don't be alarmed, but there's a chance of development, and it looks like it's north. Like north of Cedar Key, north of the Bay Area. But we're going to get it. What are you laughing at?
I just thought of a joke, but I can't say it because it's so rude.
Regarding what?
4 to 6 inches.
What? You're being. I'm talking about potential rainfall.
Yes, I'm just thinking about a joke, and I want to. We're here to say, things of moderate degrees of entertainment.
I'm just talking about the weather. Why are you turning? You going to sexualize the weather?
Well, I don't know. I mean,
when you put it like that,
here's what I was thinking. We're gonna get a 4 to 6 inch downpour. Ooh, looks like Hurricane Fester's coming to town. But I don't know what that means. I don't know what that means. You can associate it any way you like, but 4 to 6 inches is,
better than a half inch, I guess.
It depends.
Micro, micro weather.
We got a half inch of rain.
All right, enough.
Don't cumulus cloud just coming over the town.
Fester, don't drag me into your
I didn't want to
sordid.
I didn't mean to.
You willingly jumped in.
Debauchery.
I didn't mean to have my mic
I was sucked in. Okay.
Whoa! Don't say that.
Okay.
You don't want to get sucked into the 4 to 6 inches of Hurricane Fester.
All right, stop. You've thrown me off track now.
Apologies.
All right, this is terrible. The Tampa Bay area, man, is just a cesspool sometimes. Stab victim's secret stash was found as he was undergoing surgery. This is insane. This is not on Channel 13 Fox. This is not on Channel 28 ABC Action News. I don't see this on the front page of the St. Pete Times right now, or the Tampa Bay Times now. You will hear this on the MJ Morning Show.
Yes.
A guy here in St. Petersburg was stabbed over some dispute over drugs. He was taken to surgery at Bayfront Hospital. Michael O'Neill, 43 years old, was transported to the hospital for a knife wound, some kind of an altercation over a drug deal gone bad. So he's stabbed. He's rushed to Bayfront here in St. Pete. While in surgery, An RN or ARN, according to the arrest affidavit,
What happened?
found a glass crack pipe and a lighter up his butt.
Okay.
Oh, he's in surgery and they find a glass crack pipe. I mean, we got two cracks involved here.
Yeah.
Up his butt. What the hell? While in surgery, the RN in the OR discovers stuff up his butt.
I have a question.
He was hospitalized for his injuries. Hold on to that thought. O'Neill was booked into Pinellas County Jail for possession of cocaine, a felony, possession of drug paraphernalia, a misdemeanor. He was released from custody after posting a $5,500 bond. He's pleaded not guilty. So Mr. O'Neill, Michael O'Neill of St. Petersburg, has been convicted of DUI, numerous drug-related counts, including possession of cocaine, methamphetamine, fentanyl, and narcotics paraphernalia. He pleaded guilty last year to drug possession after a jail strip search turned up 2 baggies containing fentanyl and crack rocks hidden in his buttocks. This guy likes shoving stuff up his butt.
Did you see his mugshot?
I did.
Oh my god!
I'm gonna hold his mugshot up to MJTV right now.
Imagine the face you'd make if you were putting all that back there, and that's the face he's making in the mugshot.
It looks like he's. It looks like he has stuff squeezed up his butt. It does. Here's the nurse trying to get that crack pipe out. Oh, I got it, doctor. What is this guy's deal with shoving stuff up his butt? Michael O'Neill of St. Petersburg, 43 years old.
I didn't know that I didn't know that a knife wound warranted a keister check. I mean, that's what I want to know. Why was the nurse back there in the first place?
That's a good question. Buddy.
All right, doctor, you work on the knife wound. I'm going to see what's hiding back here. Here we go. Why would that even be on the table?
Man, if that crack pipe busted, that's a real pain in the ass, isn't it? I mean, think about that. If it busted up his butt.
I mean, you want to get the kids to put down the guns and knives, man. You tell them every time they go to surgery, you check out their ass.
All right. Yeah, Fox 13, that ought to be the lead story at 6 o'clock tonight. Yeah, ABC Action News, get Wendy Ryan on that right away. You know what?
I would tip Wendy Ryan to hear her read this story. I love her.
Tip jar.
She's my favorite.
Come on, Wendy.
She's a talented pro.
Wendy Ryan, ABC Action News. I want you to talk about the guy with the crack pipe up his butt at Bayfront Medical Center.
Stop. She's so nice. Leave her alone.
She's the best.
She is.
She's class personified.
She is.
She is. I love Wendy Ryan.
7:51. Were you about to tell another story?
Oh, you had a question.
You had a question.
My question was, how does the surgery, how does the stab wound end up with a butt probe?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, it seems very upper body-ish. It seems like if I'm going into surgery for a knife wound, the contents of the, what'd you call it yesterday, Michelle?
Oh.
We can't say that again.
I don't know.
Yeah, we got a complaint.
We got into a little bit of a jam because of that, didn't we? You have to listen to the podcast.
Notice I was very silent. I mean, I could have just shouted it out again, but you know.
Yeah.
But like, listen.
I don't want to get fired.
I mean, how does a backdoor exam?
I noticed you guys came up with every other way to say it except the way I said it yesterday.
Come on.
See, Michelle, there was 20 other ways to say it.
I see. Now I know.
I want to bring up the new law that goes into effect again. And I witnessed 2 maniacs breaking the law. Breaking the law, breaking the law, breaking the law, breaking the law. So this morning on the way into the studio, Michelle and I are on 275 South. We're on the Howard Franklin Bridge. And I had 2 vehicles easily in excess of 100 miles an hour pass me on the bridge. I mean, boom. One was a small, dark SUV with a broken taillight, completely out. And he's doing probably about $110. So just so you know, today is July 1st. A whole bunch of new Florida laws go into effect today, including this new speeding law. And if you want to get arrested and hauled away, they have the opportunity to do this now. I think you can be arrested. So this is important. Dangerous excessive speeding. It's Florida statute 316.1922. So this was just signed into law back in May. It just went into effect at midnight tonight, July 1. A person commits dangerous excessive speeding if he or she operates a motor vehicle, A, in excess of the speed limit by 50 miles or more. So if you're going 50 miles or more over the speed limit, that's a whole new deal. You can be arrested. You can be thrown in jail. And then secondly, at 100 miles or more. So if you're on 275 or I-75 or I-4 and you're doing 100 miles an hour or greater, new law, threatening the safety of other persons or property, interferes with the operation of any vehicle. And so new law into effect, a person convicted of dangerous excessive speeding shall be punished. We're talking about going to jail upon a first conviction. So the first time you're pulled over for going 50 miles or more over the posted speed limit, or you're doing 100 miles an hour or greater, and that happens all the time, man. I see it nonstop.
Oh, yeah.
On the Howard Franklin Bridge, people driving in excess of 100 miles an hour. There's no doubt. So upon the first conviction, imprisonment for up to 30 days or by a fine of $500 or by both fine and imprisonment. Upon a second subsequent conviction, imprisonment up to 90 days or a fine of $1,000 or both. A person convicted of a second or subsequent violation of this section that occurs within 5 years of the date of the prior conviction for a violation shall have their driving privilege revoked for at least 180 days, but it could be up to a year. So you know what, FAFO? F-A-F-O. Go ahead. Drive 100 miles an hour or greater and see what happens. So now new powers, new law, and you could be arrested on the spot, and you can do jail time if you're convicted of driving with these excessive speeds. So heads up, just went into effect. Hey, Michelle, what are your thoughts about signing a post-nuptial agreement?
Boo.
Ooh.
If I handed you a post-nuptial agreement, would you sign it right now?
Hell no.
You know what? The way she probably has things organized, you're the one that wants to sign one.
He couldn't even find a bank statement.
Yeah, right.
What am I worried about?
What are you talking about?
He doesn't even know how to do anything, technical with the money or not.
What are you talking about?
Oh my gosh.
What are you talking
Fester, if you want to check your balance on your account, what do you do?
I go to my app.
I go to my app. I go to my app too.
No. He needs to know the balance. He can't get in. Something's wrong. Oh my gosh, this link's not working.
Hold on.
He literally
Wait.
calls the bank. Hi, this is MJ. I need to know what my balance is.
What the hell are you talking about?
Oh my gosh, I've seen you do it so many times. You need that. You don't know where to find that last document for the end of the year that tells you what to turn into the IRA to the.
What are you talking about? I have an app on my phone.
I'm testifying to what I've observed.
I'm going to click my app right now.
I've never seen you use an app.
In fact,
and how many times do you go, Michelle, I can't make this work. Come and see if I can make this work. Michelle, this link's not working.
In fact,
Michelle, my password's not working.
In fact, I'm actually logging on to one of the banks that I bank with.
Mm-hmm.
They have a high yield checking account, which, by the way, it's been precipitously dropping. So I maybe have to, I might have to look for additional. I'm just trying to see if it must have gone down again. The rate must have gone down again because I was just checking to see if my interest posted for last night because, end of the month.
Yeah.
Yeah, I just got, look at that. Nice little interest dump right there. Posted June 30th. What do you mean I don't know how to use it? I'm on apps right now. I'm checking. Don't tell lies about me.
I'm not lying.
Yes, you are.
No, I'm not.
Yes, I know. Anyway, there's a huge increase in post-nuptial agreements.
Yeah, we're not doing that.
Prenups are very common. But apparently there is a move where postnuptials are picking up steam.
How many people are doing postnuptials to avoid bad things?
Well, the point that I wanted to make is if a couple's been married for a long time, why would you agree to a postnuptial agreement?
Because you're both entitled to what you're entitled to, right?
I just feel like it's kind of anticipating something. It's like you maybe already know something is going on or you're anticipating something's going to happen.
Things rocky,
Yeah.
Well, anyway.
Not for me.
Do you have a little Diddy update? Can you do that now or can you do it? You want to do it now?
I'd rather not.
What do you mean you'd rather not?
I'm looking up something.
Okay.
What do you in regard to Diddy?
Yeah.
So you want to wait a little bit?
Yeah. Uh-huh.
All right. So coming up in a few minutes, will you give me a signal when you're ready for the Diddy update?
Sure.
You get your Diddy signal.
All right. So Michelle's. Well,
do we want to say what that's going to be?
Yeah, it's where we squirt baby oil across the counter.
Yeah.
I thought it was going to be a special code word.
Michelle lubes me up with Astroglide.
Okay, stop.
No, but listen, it's baby oil and Astroglide. All right. So there was a juror problem yesterday.
Yeah.
You've got that covered, right? So there was they're only an hour into deliberations yesterday, and already there's a juror problem.
Yeah.
So we'll get to that coming up in just a bit. Michelle's Diddy update is minutes away. 7:58 at the MJ Morning Show as we continue over an hour and 20 minutes of nonstop MJ. No interruptions, no music, no commercials, just nonstop content every day here on the MJ Morning Show. And I would highly appreciate it if you know people that listen to something else. Please make sure you tell them to give the MJ Morning Show a try. Because once people listen to us, they realize that a lot of the other morning options suck. So once people check us out and once people are exposed to the MJ Morning Show, more people than not become regular listeners to this program. Check this out. This guy meets a date on Bumble. They hook up. She spends the night.
Mm-hmm.
He wakes up, and you're not going to believe what happened in his apartment.
Oh, my God, what happened?
Oh, man. So, got it? Guy meets a woman on Bumble.
This can end so badly.
Is this like a first date?
Oh, yeah. They hook up.
Ugh.
They sleep together on the...
hooking up?
They sleep together on the first date.
Ugh. People doing it. Ugh.
No, like they don't even know each other.
He wakes up and guess what happened to his apartment? Guess what happened?
She moved everything out. She took everything.
She
cleaned him out.
Stripped him clean. Everything gone. He didn't even have a clean pair of drawers.
Cleaned his place up entirely. The guy wakes up and the place looks like 5 maids were in there cleaning. The place is spotless. So while he's sleeping, the date completely cleaned his entire apartment. Didn't steal anything. Didn't clean him out. Cleaned him up.
Also,
the place is immaculate. The bathroom clean, toilet scrubbed. The place was immaculate.
Boy,
so
this guy
suspicious.
He must have some skills.
Yeah, really.
For her to wake up and clean the whole place.
Oh yeah.
So the Reddit headline was: man wakes up after Bumble date and the entire house is cleaned. Not cleaned out. The entire house is cleaned up. How about that for a nice twist?
I guess it is nice. I mean, for him.
That's fantastic. That's the best date ever.
She must have been very satisfied.
She felt guilty because she has gonorrhea.
He'll figure it out.
No, I'm kidding.
Oh, my
No,
gosh.
I'm joking. She doesn't have gonorrhea. I'm kidding around, Michelle.
Gross.
You should have seen Michelle's face. She was like, oh! No gonorrhea. But that's a nice twist. You're expecting that this guy meets a woman on Bumble. They hook up. She spends the night. He wakes up. All his jewelry's gone. Rolex is missing. The flat screen TVs, moved out of the living room. The whole place, everything. She took the silverware. She took the glassware. She's got everything. She took the coffee maker. Nope. That's what some people might expect. Nope. She cleaned up the entire place. Isn't that nice? Hey, speaking of dating, you guys might have to help me with this. Michelle, you didn't do this either. Because we were together. Some big 1990s TV shows, sitcoms that we did not watch. Is there anything that comes to mind?
Sitcoms that we did not watch?
Yeah. So
like you guys were I remember you guys were super Seinfeld fans.
We watched Seinfeld religiously, but we didn't really watch Friends always.
We did watch Friends in the very beginning.
In the beginning. But
and then the monkey came in, and then we were kind of jumped the shark out.
But you know what? I kind of watched Friends to appease you. I never really liked Friends.
During COVID, we kind of binged watched Friends. And standalone, it was a good it was such a good show.
It was okay.
It had a plot line. It was funny. The characters were funny.
You know what they say about it?
What?
It's Seinfeld with good-looking people.
You know what? That's
There's
not
so
wrong.
many plot lines. When
So
you
many
go back
things-
and watch it, you're like, that was a Seinfeld. That was a Seinfeld. That was a Seinfeld. Oh, that was a Seinfeld.
All right, so let me go back to my original question.
Yeah.
What 90s sitcom did we not really watch?
Oh, so it wasn't Friends. That was not the answer.
It was not Friends.
Is it a top tier show?
Yeah.
Or is it like one of those shows that were around that everybody knows, but you guys just weren't into?
Everyone knows this show.
What is that? Hanging with Mr. Cooper or Hooper?
What?
I have no idea what that
All right.
Is that the Fresh Prince?
No.
is. Is that Different World?
I know what it is.
Is that Will and Grace?
Hold on a minute.
You would never watch this show. That's why I couldn't watch it.
Roll it again. Hit it again, Andrew. This is your audio daily double clue. Oh, there are tons of people right now. You know exactly what this
Is
is.
this Home Improvement?
Yes.
Yes.
So, Michelle, is that what you're going to say?
Yep.
Yeah, we never watched Home Improvement.
You know why?
Why?
Because we weren't a family yet. So this was like a real family kind of show.
Yeah, it was based around Tim the Toolman Taylor
Yeah.
and his 2 or 3 boys and his wife who was always snarky and always right.
Yeah.
And his neighbor that you only saw the top of his eyes.
Didn't one of the kids on Home Improvement end up like on Skid Row with like needles hanging out of his arm or something?
Oh, I don't know.
I think one of them had like a
drug problem or something?
This was not an edgy show. It was very like family, wholesome, and that was not your thing.
The reason why I'm bringing this up, speaking of dating, so let's go from the Bumble date that cleaned up the guy's apartment.
Mm-hmm.
A single woman on this dating app wants potential dates to give their best impersonation of Tim Allen's grunts.
That's hysterical. You know what she's talking about, right?
No, because I didn't watch the damn show. Now,
All right.
Andrew has pulled a whole bunch of audio bites for me.
In the 90s, I was really into comics for a while.
Mhm.
I really I appreciated what they do. And Tim
Sounds like Scooby-Doo.
Tim Allen had a whole stand-up routine about, and this is kind of how his show was spun off. It was spun off of his stand-up routine about how there's manly things and how men are good with tools, and it brings out this and he would be on stage talking about, and I have a power drill and I have a chainsaw and me have tools, something like that. I haven't seen his
like a caveman type thing.
He reverts back to his caveman ancestry.
Me make hammer with rock.
But that's what tools do. And I haven't seen his stand up in 30 years now, but I remember him doing that. And then he gets his family show.
See, I don't think I've ever seen him do stand up either. I don't dislike Tim Allen. I just never.
He was a stand up guy from like mid 80s to early 90s.
Then
he gets the hit show.
Got the hit show.
And then he becomes mainstream, and then he doesn't have to stand up on stage anymore. Then suddenly he's Buzz Lightyear, and he's a stratosphere type star.
All right, so this woman, Catherine, the woman's name is Kathenn. Catherine? So Catherine, trying to meet guys on Hinge. So another dating site, Hinge.
Yeah, we've heard of that one before.
She put up a prompt on Hinge. Yeah, I've heard of all these sites. I just haven't been on any of them because I've been, married since before all this, crap came along. So she puts up a prompt on Hinge that read, "I get along best with people who can do the Tim Allen impression. Let me see what you got." So she wants guys, in order to be considered a potential Hinge date for her, she wants guys that can do their best.
There it is.
So these are. See, I don't know these because I never watched the damn show. So she wants guys to submit little videos of them making Tim Allen-like noises. So, Fessa, you did watch Tool Time.
Well, I watched his stand-up before the show. I saw a couple episodes of, I forget the neighbor's name, but I remember he had like this neighbor that he would use for advice. and he like just show his eyes.
Richard Karn?
No, Richard Karn was his sidekick on the show.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
All right.
So you don't know anything about the show.
I know nothing.
Tim the Tool Time Taylor on the show.
Oh, is that the guy that only showed like the top of his eyes?
Yeah, Fester said this 3 times.
Hold on, what's the guy's name? All right, was that on the air?
No.
Yeah, Andrew, put it on the air. Turn your mic on in there.
I never know if my mic is up on your end.
Yeah, what is it? What is it?
Yeah.
Wilson.
Yes.
But every time there'd be a problem in the house, he'd self-reflect in the backyard, and he would go to Wilson for manly advice because he was older, almost like a dad
Did he wear
figure.
Like a mentor?
Did he wear a bucket hat?
Some kind of. It sounds
Sometimes
familiar.
a bucket hat, like a Gilligan's Island bucket hat, and listen.
Yes, it's right there on your screen.
Oh, there he is.
He's the one hiding behind the paper or something with the bucket hat next to the.
No, he's got like a fake picket fence, in a group shot.
You never saw Wilson's whole face. Karn was like his Fester.
Oh, okay.
Because Tim the Tool Time Taylor had his own home improvement show, and Karn was the the assistant or the smarter guy who now you can see hawking copper hoses on infomercials everywhere.
What kind of a stupid fetish is this that you got to have guys that can do Tim Allen grunts in order to be considered to go on a hinge date with this lady?
Dude, MJ, I got a real serious situation brewing right now.
All right, well, hold on. Let me just play this.
No, hold this. No.
These are what?
I got a person sending me text messages taunting me that they are Tim Allen's cousin, but they won't call in. A guy named William.
So William
is sending me a text. He goes, "Be nice this morning. Tim's my cousin." LOL.
Oh, we're not being nice. We're not being nice.
Listen, with Tim Allen, it was Tim Allen.
I have nothing against Tim Allen. I just never watched the show.
Right.
I mean, I'm sorry.
Right, but
sorry, William, cousin of Tim Allen.
You're looking at his past. It's a little easy to get off the rails.
So hold on.
Tim
So
Allen.
William, why won't you call the show?
And he goes, I go, really? He wrote yes, LOL. I wrote call in. He goes, I can't do that. And then he goes, yeah, his real name is.
Hold on, what, William? Why can't you call in? Come on, William, call in 800-990-1047. 800-990-1047. Come on, William, call in.
Yeah, he knew Tim's real name is Tim Allen Dick.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, Tim Allen. Come on, Tim Allen's cousin, call in. But why wouldn't you call in? What do you mean? I can't call in. What?
My name was Tim Dick. I'd go by Tim Allen.
What are you at a funeral right now? What do you mean you can't call in?
Yeah. Anyway, but his cousin's listening.
You know what? He should have gone by Tim Dick.
Yeah. Ladies and gentlemen, coming to the stage now, Tim Dick.
All right, next up, let's get this Dick on stage.
All right, let's
Tim
go.
Dick.
Let's give it up for Tim Dick, everybody.
All right, so the woman looking for guys on Hinge to make Tim Allen impersonation noises. So here are some of the guys that submitted their Tim Allen noises.
Fuck, that was terrible.
And sometimes Tim really got into it. And he was, but MJ, this sets a tone for kind of a fun relationship, I think.
How old is she? Is my question? Because this is
it doesn't say. I
right.
don't know.
This show is, 20 years ago.
She's got to be in her 40s or 50s.
No, more than that. Wasn't Tool Time? What was the run for Home Improvement? Was it like 1990?
91 to 2010?
Yeah, 1991 to 2010.
Wait a minute, that show ran that long?
19 years.
19 years? 1991 to 2010?
I think it had a comeback, so it wasn't straight. I think it was 1991 to 1999.
Yeah.
And then
they brought it back?
Yeah, there might have been a revamp of it.
I
don't know.
I didn't see the first one. I didn't see the revamp. It just didn't interest me. I don't know.
Exactly. You're not a, you know what? You're not a fix-it guy. You weren't a dad. I mean, nothing about that show resonated with you. So there was no reason.
Now you're saying I'm not a dad. Thank you so much.
No, you weren't then.
Dude, but you know what? If they had a sitcom about single Jewish men in New York, you would be like, oh my God, this is about me.
Yeah. Or the short, stocky one that, is having trouble getting a girlfriend. That's all about you, too.
Yeah, right?
All right, now
he doesn't even get it.
All right.
Now we have these stupid content creators that are getting in trouble.
Mm-hmm.
We've talked about numerous idiots Like this guy that went into a restaurant and dumped like a whole bucket of black beans over his head.
These guys do stunts. They do stunts to get reactions out of people. And it's not that they're creating anything. They're just exploiting people's reaction and fear.
You know, what is the end here? I mean, people are trying to outdo each other by doing these stunts. You know, you have, folks that are going into Home Depot or Lowe's and causing a disturbance. And people are literally going in and they're, in some cases, doing dangerous things. What was a guy pushed a lawnmower into McDonald's and fires it up and starts like pretending to mow the lawn inside a McDonald's, inside the whole restaurant? Well, guess what? TikTok, more like TikToxic. Oh, has anyone used that? TikToks. TikToxic. Oh, that's a good name. TikToxic. So this stupid influencer has been sentenced to a year in prison for going into Walmart and spraying produce with insecticide.
Oh.
I mean,
what a schmuck.
That's not creating any content. That's being a menace.
A TikTok prankster by the name of Wolfie Coletti has been sentenced to a year in prison for contaminating Walmart food with insecticide. 27-year-old influencer, his real name is Charles Smith, went viral back in December after posting a now-deleted TikTok. In the video, Smith filmed himself spraying a can of Hot Shot Ultra Bed Bug and Flea Killer on fruits, vegetables, and rotisserie chickens at a Walmart in Mesa, Arizona. You've seen that Hot Shot brand bug spray? What a dope. Yeah. Although he claimed it was a prank, authorities took the act seriously. Just 2 days after the video was posted, Mesa, Arizona police moved in and arrested him. He turned himself in, admitted to stealing the bug spray and using it on store items. According to police, the total value of the contaminated groceries was valued at $931, had to be thrown away. So did they see him on the spot?
No, they saw it. He posted the video.
I know. So that stuff would have been sold. The product,
right?
2 days. Once the cops saw the video, 2 days later, that's when he was arrested.
Everything's turned over in the produce department.
Absolutely.
3
So
times.
what, they throw away stuff that was now uncontaminated because he sprayed the crap 2 days earlier?
They didn't know what to throw away or not to throw away, so you have to throw away everything. But they probably sold more than half of it.
The Maricopa County, Arizona Attorney's Office indicted Smith on multiple charges, including 2 felony counts, burglary in the 3rd degree, adding poison to food. Additionally, he faced misdemeanor charges for criminal damage and endangerment. I think he might have been able to be nailed federally on this.
For food tampering charges?
I believe, there are food tampering charges which actually have federal penalties. He's lucky that...
I'm surprised that's not what he's charged with.
Yeah, plus, posting it online.
Right.
I mean, this might have been a federal crime as well. So initially he pleaded not guilty through his attorney, but later pled guilty on April 22nd. A judge has since handed down a 12-month sentence with credit for 136 days served already. For one count of adding poison or another harmful substance. He also received 3 years of probation for criminal damage and solicitation to commit burglary. Despite his online popularity, the court treated the offense with gravity. Officials stressed he should get no pass. I'm a YouTube or I'm a TikTok celebrity.
Yeah, absolutely not.
A celebutard. I mean, what a nut.
Oh, it says that he left the store, but he returned nearly 10 minutes later to attempt to remove all of the items he sprayed.
My God. What a wacko.
But all he did was take the contaminated items and put them in a shopping cart and moved that to the back of the store. So then, those items were ruined for and how do they know not to
put them back?
Put them out.
Put them back out on the exactly.
Right.
Restock. That's a good term, Fester.
Yes.
Good answer.
Thank you. Restock.
Good answer.
Restock. Thank you.
Good answer. Good answer. Good answer.
Is it on the board?
What? Restock on the board?
If we're going to play Family Feud, you got to do the...
Let me see. Restock! Yeah! Number 1 answer on the board. Yeah, before his arrest, Smith had built a following by sharing prank and shock content on TikTok and Instagram. Yeah, but this video backfired quickly. Yeah, I would say a year in jail.
You know what's effective?
Yeah.
Why doesn't he TikTok from jail and show everybody what a miserable situation that is?
You know what?
Getting 3 squares a day with,
The judge should have forced him to do that.
Mm-hmm.
This TikToxic turd. What a dope. But these content creators, you know what drives me nuts?
Mm.
And I've seen several of these recently, and there are multiple, these provocateurs.
Yeah.
So I've seen numerous, even in the last couple of days, but I've seen these for, a couple of years now, and they pop up in my feed. I'm not on TikToxic, as you know, but I am on Instagram Reels. But these provocateurs have you seen the ones that provoke the police? You have guys that will just go to like a police station parking lot and just start videoing. And then the cops come out and what are you doing? And listen, you get someone suspicious out and they're like, just videoing, just taking pictures. Well, why? It's my right. You got these guys that they just want to provoke the police. They're just trying to instigate. And then what else have I seen? Oh, I saw another video that popped up in my feed a couple of days ago, and it's a dude that's just standing on the sidewalk outside of the entrance to a Costco. And he's on like public right away, and he's videoing. He's making a point that as cars are pulling into Costco, he's just holding his camera phone out and he's videoing the people's faces as they pull in, and then he videos their license plate.
I mean,
so then customers complain.
Right.
Then Costco management comes out to the sidewalk. It's like, what are you doing?
Doesn't matter what I'm doing.
And that's what he says. He says, I'm just videoing customers and their faces and license tags. And they're like, why are you doing that? I'm on a job.
By rights, he doesn't owe anybody an explanation.
But they're just trying to make people uncomfortable, trying to cause a scene, trying to get a reaction, and then posting this content on social media. So you have these menaces, you have these nuisances that are just trying to get a rise out of people by making them uncomfortable. And I don't like that. It makes me uncomfortable. I think it's just...
That's the point.
But I don't want to see it.
It doesn't...
You know what? I want to see someone knock his block off is what I want to see. I want to see a guy run him over with their pickup truck.
Then authorities get called and that guy goes to jail.
And Fester, I'm being I'm being facetious.
We're both playing this whole situation out. And there's a way to enjoy your freedoms and there's a way to exploit your freedoms in this country.
Anybody ever witness a video provocateur? Any of these folks just maybe creating content? This might be a tough ask.
I saw a thing on Instagram recently.
Hey, maybe Tim Allen's cousin can call in right now.
He wrote me back and said he didn't want to be on the radio.
What'd you say?
I saw a video on Instagram of some guy walking through his neighborhood yelling at a bunch of workers at a house that he's not ICE. I thought that was very...
All right, shut up.
I thought that guy was trying to...
Shut up.
They were trying to get a reaction out of people.
They started that. All right, if you haven't seen my not ICE video.
You do look like an ICE agent. When you have your hat pulled down and your glasses on and the little weight vest.
I've got an aggressor scuba boat Red Sea hat on. I'm wearing some sunglasses. I got some Maui gyms on. And I'm wearing my blue weighted exercise vest.
I know.
All right, folks.
All you're missing is the bandana around your mouth.
From 20 yards away, I really can't tell the difference.
Listen, if you don't know the story, folks, I walk up to 30 miles a week in my neighborhood. So a couple of weeks ago, like a week and a half ago or so, I'm in the neighborhood, I'm walking, and I'm a mile and a half from my house or so, and I'm walking by a house under construction. And these workers are doing stonework. They're putting like brickwork or stonework.
Dude, you look just like an ICE agent from half a block away. Yes, you do.
So I'm walking with my weighted vest. It's 20 pounds of weights to increase the effort on my walks. Burn more calories, sweat a little more, get a better workout.
Scare gardeners.
Stop. I'm walking by this house under construction. And there are guys up on a scaffold. They're doing this stonework on this brand new house under construction. And one of the guys on the scaffold starts yelling, pointing at me and laughing and then yelling at his amigo, his friend on the ground, I think mixing some mortar while they're doing stonework.
Yeah, right.
And clearly, I mean, I immediately knew what this guy was thinking. And they're speaking in Spanish, so I didn't understand everything. But I was pretty sure the guy was saying to his friend, hey, whatever his friend's name is, look, immigration, ICE, and joking with his friend. I don't know, maybe his friend is like undocumented, or maybe so they're pointing at me. I would have never said a word. I'm just on a walk. And this guy on the scaffold working on the house is pointing at me, and he's laughing. He thinks it's funny that I guess I look like I'm ICE with my weighted vest on. And he's pointing to his friend. Anyway, so I shot a quick video and I told the story. And the caption on my thing says, amigos, I'm not ICE, just exercising.
So funny.
If you haven't seen the video, it's on my Instagram, Certified MJ Radio. That's Certified MJ Radio. They gave me the content. Some people put a comment up, MJ, this is not nice. You shouldn't have done that. What do you mean?
I didn't do anything. I just walked by.
They started it. I would have never thought of this content unless they gave it to me.
Right.
They gave me the content.
So you are not a content creator in this situation.
No, in this case, I'm not a content creator.
You are not the content creator.
They created the content.
Right, I'm just busting chops.
All right.
But yeah,
anyway. But those provocateurs, man, they piss me off.
Yeah.
And I know that that's probably what they're trying. No, but I don't even want to see it. It'll just pop up in my feed, and you just have these people that just want to make people uncomfortable, piss them off, be a provocateur, be provocative, and try to poke and try to get a rise out of someone. Try to make someone angry, make them uncomfortable.
Like, Fester, what would you do if you're riding around with Hadley and Hudson and you go to get some gas and some guy's just filming you pulling in, and then he walks by your car and he films the kids, and then he films you pumping the gas?
Just filming.
What would you do?
You're in a public spot. You have no right to privacy.
Yeah. What would you do?
It's a threatening. It's an overt threatening.
I'd be like, first of all, don't do my kids. My kids are in the car. Nobody said that they could be filmed from the car. In the car.
I don't need your permission. You're in a public place.
Oh, I think he's getting a beat down from me.
Yeah, but then the problem falls on you.
Yeah.
And by the way, on my Instagram, where I did create the content,
yes,
people seem to love the Hertz rental truck.
Well, no, you didn't really create that either.
You didn't create that. You just were
I was a witness.
You weren't even a witness. You were after the fact.
I took Julian. Oh, we got to take the car back to Hertz after the show.
You identified content.
Right.
You're a content identifier.
Oh, is that what I am?
Yeah.
All right, if you miss this, I've got good stuff. My Instagram, folks, if you don't follow my Instagram, you should. Certified MJ Radio. Go see the content I don't create. Go to my Instagram, Certified MJ Radio, and give me a follow. If I can get just one follower today, go ahead, make my day. If I could just get one new follower now, I'm not being a piggy. I don't buy followers. But if I could just get one new follower right now, would that be you? Could you be, won't you be my follower? Just one new follower right now on Instagram, Certified MJ Radio. That's all I'm asking for, just one new follower. Anyway, so the Hertz deal, I went to take Julian to Hertz on Sunday to pick up a rental car because he went to Universal with his girlfriend. She flew in from Texas. Actually, she flew in from New York, but she's from Texas. Mm-hmm. So she's in for a week, and we rented Julian a car to go drive to Universal where they were yesterday all day. And at the Hertz lot, in the parking garage at Tampa International, a Hertz box truck, someone drove it underneath two ceiling-mounted signs. I mean, these are like the really nice signs that hang from the ceiling. The box truck smashed through two of these signs. It's all wedged underneath, rips the roof on top of the box truck. So, of course, I video this thing. I climb inside the box truck. I'm sticking my hand through the hole in the ceiling, the roof of the truck.
I mean, do they have to pull the truck through, or do they back it up? Or what do they do?
I don't know I think they try to figure out what the hell do we do. If we move the truck, we're going to cause even more damage.
More damage to the truck.
Anyway, the signs are obliterated. I mean, this has got to be tens of thousands of dollars in damage to the truck, and the signs are just crushed. Two different signs for Hertz 5-star, whatever that. I know what the gold circle is, but
I think that truck is like wrecked. I mean, I guess they can pull the top off and put a new top on, but
or they can patch it. You know.
They'll figure something out.
They can patch it.
Yeah.
No.
So
Some rivets and some aluminum. You get it done.
Duct tape.
Yeah, tractor trailers that have like damage like that. They rivet new aluminum panels and they seal it. Yeah, they can fix that stuff. All right. So take a look at the Hertz video. People seem to love it. Lots of comments. The Hertz video's on my Instagram right now. It's the last item posted. If you want to see someone rented a Hertz truck, and I mean, when you can't even get out of the parking garage at Hertz without wrecking the car, you think they took all the coverages?
I hope they did. For their sake, I hope they did.
I mean, do you have to leave the lot in order for the truck to be in your possession, or if you already got the key? Is that your damage? You know,
right?
It's the truck. It's the signs inside the parking garage at Tampa International destroyed. 5-star F up is what that is. All right, so take a look at the video. Certified MJ Radio on Instagram. Oh, speaking of Julian going to Universal, just a couple of hot tips here. So, was that just like a Sunday night rate, like end of the weekend?
I don't know.
So, one of the deals that we had proposed, because we've done this in the past, is go to Universal and get one of the hotel rooms, because then you have guest privileges and you get to enter the park. What is it, about an hour early? Right, Michelle?
Yeah, so the park opens at 10, so they have a soft opening for hotel guests, Universal hotel guests at 9.
Right. So Michelle booked a hotel room for Julian and his girlfriend at Universal, and it was surprisingly cheap.
Mm-hmm.
What hotel did they stay at? Which they have different ones at Universal. Do you know the name of it?
It's like the Supernova, something like that.
But it was like a celestial themed hotel or something?
Yeah.
All right, so they stay at this Universal hotel, and the hotel was only how much?
It's called the Universal Stella Nova Resort.
Okay.
And so it said $260, but with your Florida residency, $142.
$142. So the regular rate. So if some schmuck is coming in from Ohio with his family, it would have been $260.
Yeah.
So with Florida residency, you got the room for Julian for $142, and get a load of that's good.
I'm all for that. That's cheaper than like a Hampton Inn.
Dude, that's what I said on the side of the road when I'm looking for somewhere to stop.
You pull off of exit 35 on I-95 in Georgia, and a freaking Holiday Inn Express is potentially more than $142.
Right. Yeah. It'll be $142 for the night, but we got free cinnamon rolls in the morning.
But listen to this.
Yeah.
And then I said to Michelle, oh, man, they're going to crank you up with like bogus resort fees.
No.
Guess what?
What?
No resort fee.
Mm-hmm.
And then parking. Listen to this. Parking was like, what, $30?
$32. $30.
$30 for parking.
At Universal.
To park at the hotel.
Yeah.
Okay, all right, okay.
And it's $32 at the park.
When they checked in, the clerk upgraded their room and said, I'm not going to charge you for parking either.
Yeah, that's the kind of thing you can ask if they can waive or something. Yeah.
No,
they didn't even ask.
They didn't even ask.
No.
So, I mean, I'm very impressed.
Yeah.
With the whole Universal hotel and staying at the property. And so they got there yesterday, and they have the soft opening. They hit a lot of the busy rides, the ones that have like 2-hour waits. So they hit a lot of that stuff early. They were there until they were there from 9 a.m. soft opening.
Yeah. And
they left at about 9:30 or 9:45 last night, just before the park closed. Is when they left.
Well, they do some festivities at the end. You know how Disney has the fireworks or whatever. Universal, this is the new park. What is it called? Universal Epic.
Epic, yeah.
And so they do some festivities at the end as well. And so once that was completed, then they left.
All right, so Fester, speaking of social media, this is a crazy story.
Yes.
Fester's son ends up, Fester's son is Hudson. Was he 9?
He is... Oh, God.
9, right?
Oh, he's 8. He'll be 9 in September.
Okay. So Fester's son is 8.
8-year-old little boy.
And Fester suddenly discovered yesterday that his son is featured on a video for some YouTube creator that has like 21 million followers on YouTube. I don't know who the hell this guy is, but you're telling me that we have listeners that will know who this is, and that your son ended up...
Oh, yeah.
In one of his videos, and you just found out yesterday?
Yes.
What the hell? Explain this to me.
All right. So You are a little too old to appreciate this, MJ, but these YouTube creators now are the new celebrities.
I know.
They are the stars. There's no more TV stars. There's no more movie stars.
Who the hell is this guy?
This is Ryan Trahan.
I have no idea who Ryan Trahan is.
All right. Young man.
Michelle, had you ever heard of Ryan Trahan?
I had not.
Hey, Julian, are you awake? You ever hear of Ryan Trahan?
Listen,
he's not awake.
He's got 20 million followers on YouTube.
That's what I said. I'm like, what the?
Following,
yep.
And he does not stunts. He's not a provocateur, but he does fun, interesting, quirky things. And he's a very likable guy. And everything he does is family friendly and kid friendly. And of all the YouTube creators out there, he's a really, really good one that I feel comfortable with my kids watching. And we can watch things that he does as a family.
All right. So how the hell does your kid Hudson end up in one of these Ryan Trahan travel videos?
Because Ryan Trahan now, because I told you these YouTubers are the big stars. The biggest YouTubers have products. Okay. Mr. Beast has
chocolate bars.
Right.
Mr. Beast suppositories.
He'd put his name on it if he could. But like there's one called Unspeakable that we follow, and he has like apple juice at Walmart.
Right.
And then Ryan Trahan has his line of candies, gummy candies, licorices and sour patch stuff. And,
really?
Yeah. And they're
what's the name of his candies?
Joyride.
Joyride?
So he's doing a summer series. Ryan Trahan and his wife are doing a summer series where they travel to 50 states in 50 days. Each night they stay at the most unique Airbnb they can find in that state.
In the state.
So it's a lot of driving. It's a lot of hustling to get to the new Airbnb. And each episode, and in the meantime, he's raising money for St. Jude's.
Oh, that's nice.
Yeah.
So he's raised, as of like last night's episode, $1.7 million
for St. Jude's? That's nice.
No, I see it at $2.4 million.
Okay, so
total raised.
Maybe I'm a couple of days behind. I don't know.
Yeah.
Last night, every day he drops a new video of the new state. And I don't know if there's like a day or two lag or what, but last night he dropped West Virginia. And in the segment,
so he every day he's dropping a new video for a new state.
25 minutes, 30 minutes long in that range, and you can watch it like it's a TV. Watch it like it's a TV show.
Last night he was visiting West Virginia.
He traveled to West Virginia. I think the night before he stayed in Kentucky.
How the hell does your 8-year-old kid, end up in this Ryan Trahan's video?
In the video, he talks about, of course, raising money for St. Jude's, and he talks about the place he's going.
Can you just answer my freaking question?
I'm getting there. Everything's not a yes or no answer. I mean,
it's a story.
I learned from you. When do you answer questions quickly and
concise? Yeah, good point.
He also promotes his product and says where you can get his Joyride candy, and it's at 7-Eleven. Turns out last week, Allison and Hudson were at 7-Eleven. And there's the whole display of Joyride. If you send in your picture of you, or not you, you're a grown ass man, but if you send a picture of like a kid in front of the Joyride display.
I thought your kid was at a 7-Eleven in West Virginia.
No. You didn't see this, did you?
I did. I watched it last night.
Okay, so Ryan Trahan is
It's at 16 minutes in. I know exactly where. I did watch it.
Okay, so it's 17 minutes in.
But whatever.
On day 21, the West Virginia day.
Okay.
He's leaving the place in Kentucky. They ordered
go to the part where your kid is.
13, 16, 7.
Right there. Play it right there.
So every day he rides an e-bike, and his e-bike company gives him $10,000 toward his goal.
All right. I took a shower. We only have about an hour and a half.
No, you're on the wrong. This is the wrong state. Listen, I even know you're looking at the wrong. I did watch this thing.
Okay,
you're on the wrong state.
What state am I on?
I don't know what state you're on. I mean,
you need to be on West Virginia.
Virginia. Here's West Virginia.
All right.
I think I'm on the right state.
21. Go down in history.
It's 16 minutes in.
Roll the dice and see.
No, this is not the right video.
This is it.
You sure? Oh, there it is. Right here.
Okay, so he rides his e-bike every episode, and they give $10,000 donations.
All right.
You can donate money.
So your son sent in a picture of him standing in front of the candy rack at 7-Eleven, and then he put your kid's picture into the video.
Yes. Allison took the picture, tagged Ryan Trahan. He has I think he has like a video editing team that does the back production.
Oh yeah, he's not doing this. This is pretty extensive editing.
But
here we go.
They're driving to the
Joyride run at 7-Eleven. Let's see if we can find the candy display. I still have not seen the candy display out in the wild. Some of you guys have already found it. I'm pretty jealous. Let's go see if they have it.
And then he walks into the 7-Eleven and he finds his candy.
Right.
Joyride. It is surreal finding Joyride here at 7-Eleven. It's my favorite place to do a snack run, fun drink run. If you don't know,
and then Fester's kid there's a freeze frame of Fester's son
at 17:02.
It's at 17:02 exactly.
Yeah, I have it up.
I still have not seen the candy display out in the wild. Some of you guys
right there.
So
and there's Fester's kid standing in front of the candy.
So the kids, I mean, and he features 10 different kids each episode,
right?
Of people standing in
so
front of
you're just watching the episode, and then your kid sees himself and goes berserk.
So we knew. Allison knew she sent the picture to Ryan Trahan's people or to Ryan.
That it was a possibility.
Yeah, so we put it out there. So now you have to watch every day. Right?
Oh, yeah.
And I didn't know if he'd make it. I don't know if he gets, a couple of dozen or a couple of thousand of pictures a day. So we sent a picture in last Friday.
Okay.
Yesterday was the Monday drop. What was yesterday?
Yeah, Monday.
Yesterday was Monday.
So yesterday was Monday. So Sunday they must have put this together to drop on Monday or over the weekend. And the first picture they use is Hudson coming out of swim class. Because he's wearing a pair of swimming trunks and he's wearing a swim shirt. If you look, he's even wearing silver glitter Crocs.
He was I could hear him on the phone when you called and told me in the background. He was just screaming so enthusiastically.
So every night we watch the new state, whatever new state Ryan is in. Yeah. And we weren't expecting it. We didn't know it was going to happen. But if you're looking for a fun thing to do, some fun thing to watch, that's totally family friendly, MJ. The whole family can watch it. This Ryan Trahan video series is totally awesome.
Wow.
And my wife screamed so loud, she scared the boy.
Oh, wow.
Hudson's half paying attention, or he's looking down or something, or he's choking down a chicken nugget or whatever the hell we fed him last night. And Allison just screams, bah! And Hudson just flipped out, but then there he is on TV.
It's if you want to see Fester's kid, it's this Ryan Trahan. See, I learned something new every day. I had no idea who this guy was until last night.
I'll tell you right now, you will appreciate his content. So he's a very good creator.
I visited 50 states in 50 days. Day 21 and 1702 is Fester's kid Hudson standing in front of a 7-Eleven candy rack with this guy's Joyride candies. Oh, look what time it is.
Already found.
It is time for the Michelle Diddy update, and we had some diddling going on yesterday.
Okay, how are you allowed to say that and I'm not allowed to say the other thing?
Diddling?
Okay.
Diddling. There's nothing wrong with that.
What did Bo Diddley do? He diddled.
All right, so we had a jury problem yesterday. Does P. Diddy think that acting all religious now is going to make up for his just disgusting debauchery?
I mean, the jury already has the case. It's too late, right?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Hey, Michelle, take it away! All right, so what do we need to know about Diddy in 1 minute or less?
Okay, basically the judge read the instructions yesterday, and so then the jurors went into deliberation, and there was immediately within an hour a problem, right? The judge got a note that says one of them was not abiding by his instructions.
Right. So other jurors ratted on another juror.
Well, I assume it's the foreman. The foreman just writes a little note to the judge that says, hey, this guy's not, doing what he's supposed to be doing. And we know he's I think he's 51. He's some kind of a biomedical.
He's a molecular biologist or something.
And I think he might also be foreign.
He's a scientist. Science.
He is. So, you think when you're picking...
Hi, Judge, we'd like to make a complaint. In the jury room, this guy won't stop yelling. Science. He's a molecular biologist yelling. Science.
I think you generally like a person like that on the jury because I think they should be able to follow the rules and they can really stick to facts.
The word is he's got a really thick, foreign accent.
Yeah.
And the other jurors were pissed off because apparently they send a note to the federal judge that this one juror cannot follow the judge's instructions. So we don't know what he's doing.
Right. We don't know. Right. Is he just obstinate? Is he already decided, and so he doesn't want to go through the instructions and weigh the evidence the way you're supposed to, because that's really what the judge told them, yesterday, is how they can review the evidence and how to, what reasonable doubt is. Went over the charges again, the 5 different charges, including racketeering, and then instructed them on what they must find in order for him to be found then guilty of the racketeering charge.
So what does this mean? Do you think that could this guy...
It's being read as a positive for the defense.
Could this hang the jury, or is there a chance that the judge could replace this juror?
Oh, there's a chance they could. I mean, it's probably unlikely unless he really, does something.
What if he won't stop yelling, science?
Well, then he could be replaced. It would be unusual. The alternates, by the way, were allowed to go home. They just have to remain reachable. And so, if he gets replaced, then that might happen.
Call in an alternate.
Wow.
Right, they'll call in an alternate.
Science!
So...
What if the alternate starts yelling, science?
I don't know.
Diddy has the Power of Positive Thinking book with him there in the courtroom. The judge did allow him to bring a book
listen
or
to this.
books.
So Diddy is in the courtroom, and he's got a book called The Power of Positive Thinking. And then listen to this. He also did a prayer circle with his family. Yeah. Was he doing prayer circles when he was lubing up hookers?
I mean, he was
I
doing...
was just out of curiosity, what?
He was doing some kind of circle.
Brian Stern has just joined us from Gray Bull Rescue in the studio. What do you think? You think
he was praying for more lube? Is what he was praying
for.
That's
what. Lord, bring me more baby oil.
We only have 400 bottles of Astroglide. We need more.
I guess. Is he allowed to have the lube, the baby oil, and the Astroglide in jail?
I don't know.
I mean, is that a permissible item?
We're down to 2 pallets of Johnson's baby oil. We need more. Hurry, order another pallet.
I mean, you want to talk about a place where you want to have access to that kind of stuff? It's prison.
Do you think that at Diddy's lube and baby oil warehouse, do you think he had a forklift to lift all these pallets of stuff? So you're saying the irony is that he really needs this stuff in prison? Is that
funny? He probably never...
Actually, he's in a detained...
Yeah, but
he's in
if he's convicted, they're going to send him where? To New York State Penitentiary?
No. If he's convicted federally, you really don't know. If he's convicted in Manhattan...
Does he go to a federal prison?
Yeah, he'll go to it's a federal case.
So let's go to 11.
He's not going to go to the Hazard County lockup.
Isn't there... I don't know. Isn't there a federal...
He's going to go to federal prison, man.
Okay, so he goes to federal...
He'll probably go where...
It could be anywhere. So... Just because you're convicted in New York doesn't mean you go into federal prison in New York. Right. It depends on where the Bureau of Prisons decides to send you, whether you go to low security, minimum security.
Michael Cohen, didn't he go to Connecticut?
Yeah,
so he could be close to his family. So there's one in
Danbury, Club
Fed.
Yeah,
so he might be he might want to go there because it's probably nicer.
Yeah, but also MJ, does he get minimum security?
We don't know.
P. Diddy, who is now a convicted arsonist, if he gets convicted of arson, I mean, that's a violent. It seems violent on the surface.
Is that anything else?
No, that's pretty much it. I mean, they had another question, I guess, before they left about what the distribution of controlled substances. So it sounds like they really are going, through the instructions thoroughly and trying to match up the evidence that they have, which is really just the testimony of the witnesses and then a few, videos. So, we'll see what they think, right?
All right, Michelle and the Diddy update.
Great job as always.
Yeah, absolutely.
Thank you, Pastor.
Good job, Meech.
Brian Stern hit me up last night. Brian Stern, of course, the CEO, the founder of Gray Bull Rescue, rescuing Americans that need help on all parts of the planet, every corner of the earth. And Brian, you're just back from the Middle East. And how many Americans were you part of getting out of the conflict between Iran and Israel total and back to the States?
So we touched about 600 and change, and then also helped out with another 1,500 or so.
Oh wow!
So, it was interesting. This conflict was an interesting one. We went to Israel right after October 7th, my team and I, and that was terrorists and missiles from Hamas and all that kind of stuff. This conflict is hypersonics. and big missiles the size of school buses.
Yeah.
So
I mean, they're blowing up entire rows of apartment buildings.
And there's nothing you can do about it.
Because the Iranians have landed some serious hits in Israel, and we hadn't seen that in the past.
Hypersonic missiles and cruise missiles are big boy ordnance.
Yeah.
That's big boy stuff. It's not made in your garage type stuff like the Hamas.
Now, the Israelis, they did some serious freaking damage, not only to the Iranian nuclear sites like Natanz and Fordo and Isfahan, whatever it is, Isfahan, but they've also landed, obviously, missiles in other parts of Iran, in governmental infrastructure. So the Israelis have sent in some missiles and did some serious damage. But this is the first time we've really seen this kind of damage to Israeli civilian assets.
Yeah, missiles are a problem, right? I mean, there's not a whole lot you could do against them. So Iron Dome is great, but Iron Dome is good for the kind of a smaller, less sophisticated weapons. Hypersonics are big boy. There's nothing you can do.
Pretty sophisticated.
How many Floridians? Do you have a count on how many Floridians you helped get back home here to Florida?
A couple of hundred. We're still we just got back, so we're still crunching our numbers and doing all the stats and data and all that stuff. But thank God President Trump did what he did, and thank God everyone kind of took a knee and did the ceasefire, because it really could have been significantly worse. And it's important to understand also when we talk about this stuff in the context of missiles. I think it was like last Tuesday or so, we took 22 missiles from Iran in Tel Aviv. Right?
Yeah, because there's a video you sent me, and they're exploding not far from where you were.
Like literally down the street. We were trying to make a testimonial video to fundraise. So, being...
Is that the clip you sent me?
Yeah, where I'm trying to do my thing. And it's, please go to GreatBullRescue.org and donate, whatever. And it was, oh, wow, that landed pretty close.
Did you hold on, did you curse in this thing?
There's one that I was...
Because can I play this, or did you? I might have to dump this. Hang on.
Hey everyone, it's Brian from Great Bull Rescue. We're here in Tel Aviv doing Olive 03, 350 people, and the air raids are going off, and something just landed. Not too far away either.
Hey, you can hear the air raid sirens going on.
We're in Tel Aviv. We're moving 350 Americans today and trying to get the hell out of here.
Look at that. I mean, and you can hear the air raid sirens going on, and you hear like a boom in the background.
Yeah. It's right after that video ended, another one landed extremely close to us.
Wow.
So I have a question. What kind of Americans were these? Were they tourists? Were they people who have American citizenship who partially reside in Israel?
All kinds. We had kids who were there on a study abroad program.
Okay,
And hanging at a kibbutz for the summer.
We had a whole group of pastors from Oklahoma.
Oh wow!
Right.
My new good friend Senator Mullins from the great state of Oklahoma reached out to us. There were a whole bunch of pastors.
Yeah, because listen, Israel's a major draw for Christians as well.
Absolutely. It's the Holy Land, right?
Yeah.
So it's as important to Christians as it is to Jews as it is to Muslims. So it's we had people that were visiting. We had people that were there for weddings. We had a whole lot of kids doing like study abroad stuff.
Yeah. I saw there was a UF student.
Whole bunch.
Yeah.
Whole bunch. We had a whole bunch from UF, a whole bunch from FSU.
NYU, I think, has a program there as well.
Because like 2 months ago, the summer in Israel seemed like a pretty good idea.
Yeah.
For some students.
Israel's a wonderful, wonderful, wonderful place, and it gets a bad rap, and Israelis sometimes get a bad rap, but it's fascinating because Israelis as a people are actually pretty liberal, right?
Mm-hmm.
They're kind of peace-loving gap, right? They're by our standards, we would call them liberal.
Right.
But you try burning an Israeli flag in Israel.
Oh yeah.
They will gut you like a fish and not get any on their shoes. There's a sense of national pride in Israel that
also when it comes to the Holocaust, never again. That's anything that threatens their viability, their way of life, their survival. It's never again.
Yeah, they everyone serves. Everyone serves. So you see, all these young kids around, and they're doing their thing, and it's not uncommon to
every kid's got to do what, 2 or 3 years,
2 or 3 years at least, and your military service ties to your future. So if you do really well in your military service, you do very well in college, and you go to the best schools, and you are it's woven into the fabric their sense of national identity and national security because they're surrounded by people that want to kill them all the time.
All the time.
All the time.
They
All
don't
day,
take,
all
they
night
don't take a
long.
day off.
No.
Anyway, the number of people that you guys help run back through Tampa International, all these flights coming back, all of these homecomings, the families with signs welcoming their loved ones back.
Yeah, it really was awesome. And for this operation, we were able to partner with the state of Florida. Governor DeSantis hooked us up, and our good friend State Senator Jay Collins, who's a really one of our best friends, a very good friend of ours and mine. They were able to help us. They subsidized a lot of the airplanes and logistics and stuff, so we're really able to go from conflict to home, which is really important.
And folks, Gray Bull is a nonprofit 501c3. They are completely funded by donations. Hey, it might be your family. It might be a relative of yours that they need to rescue from somewhere on the planet.
I'll tell you something crazy. There were 4 people that I met, and I bet you that there's more. There were 4 people that we rescued in this operation that had heard us or seen us on TV. They're from Florida.
Yep.
And had donated to us previously.
That's amazing.
Wow.
At least 4. There's probably more.
Money well spent.
So, right? So when you say...
That's called a return on investment. That's ROI right there.
It's real stuff. It's real stuff. Everyone, a lot of kids, a lot of babies. Our youngest was 8 days old.
Oh, my gosh.
And our oldest was like 90-something.
Wow.
We had a guy with a heart condition, my good friend Lewis Levin, who's also from Florida. He had a heart transplant, was dying in Israel, and a whole crazy story. So all these people, they're us. They're us. They're all Americans. We did, I think, 2 Canadians, but everybody else has a passport that looks like my passport. The government of Jordan was really awesome. The government of Florida, state government of Florida, was amazing. Kevin Guthrie, my good friend from Florida Division of Emergency Management, is a rock star. Everyone kind of worked together.
You can hang with us for a minute, right?
Yeah, sure.
All right. And of course, they're totally funded by donations. So if you could make a donation, $5, $10, $25, whatever, $100, whatever you can afford, go to graybullrescue.org, graybullrescue.org, and make a donation. Because they do remarkable work. All right, hang with us.
Sure.
I don't want to get too late here. This brings to a close over an hour and 20 minutes of nonstop MJ. I'm looking at the stuff we've got to get to. Michelle, Jurassic review is out. Yeah, oof.
I know. I saw it.
And you guys are going, tomorrow?
Well, we were going to go tomorrow. We might be changing that, but...
All right, hang on a minute. We got a lot of stuff we got to get to. We have an hour to go on the MJ Morning Show on Q105, 104.7 FM. Do not move. The best show material is actually next. Hey, my good friend, Mike Murphy, who owns the Murphy Auto Group, they own Miracle Toyota out in Haines City. Attention, Polk County listeners, or listen, you're in Hillsborough, if you can hear my voice, if you want a great deal and a great experience on a Toyota, go to Miracle Toyota. They're on 27 in Haines City. If you're looking for a good feel from a car dealership, because they want to earn your trust, earn your business, and have you coming back. They want you to, tell everyone what a great experience you had at Miracle Toyota. You got the huge 4th of July sale going on right now. It is on. Let me give you some of the details from Miracle Toyota. So it's red, white, and boom right now. They've smashed prices to the lowest of the year. Get $13.50 in extra discounts when you shop in person. You got explosive service specials. Take $17.76 off every truck. You see what they did there? Take $17.76 off every single Toyota truck in stock. Every vehicle comes with the Miracle Advantage Plan, 10-year, 250,000-mile warranty. Miracle Toyota in Haines City on 27. And tell them that MJ sent you. Guess what? I just got word. Today is July 1st. Zero Res is extending the 15% off offer. So it was supposed to end yesterday. It's been so successful that they want to extend it. So yes, now through July, you can continue to get 15% off. If you drag your feet, you didn't do it, well, guess what? You can still get 15% off every single service from Zero Res. If your carpets are filthy, get them cleaned, 15% off. If your air ducts are filthy, you got all kinds of dust and grime and who knows what's up in there, all kinds of creepy crawlies, get your air ducts professionally cleaned, 15% off. Area rugs, tile, grout, upholstery, everything from Zero Res, 15% off. It continues through July. Go to ZeroResTampaBay.com. That's ZeroResTampaBay.com. Tell them the MJ Morning Show sent you and get 15% off everything. ZeroResTampaBay.com. Get the phone number on the website or you can book online, but you got to tell them the MJ Morning Show sent you. ZeroResTampaBay.com for 15% off everything. Traffic's on 857. MJ Morning Show back in a minute. MJ Morning Show. The 9 o'clock hours arrived. Andrew says that we have a listener wanted to do a little donation challenge for Gray Bull Rescue. We'll try to get them on the phone here in just a minute. Stand by. Hey, speaking of air travel, I saw this and I'm like, we got to talk about this. We got to talk about swamp crotch.
It's a curse. It's a curse.
So apparently passengers are getting pulled aside by TSA by the scanning equipment because of swamp crotch.
What, because there's moisture down there?
Yeah.
And it's a wet device?
Oh, yeah. So,
or water. Or what's the word?
Moisture?
Yeah.
Moisture.
Yeah. So
I don't know.
This has got to be embarrassing, And it wasn't a guy; it was a woman.
No.
Listen, I'm not making. Listen to this.
No comment.
I'm not making this up. Listen to this. So, this woman was pulled aside. She's at the checkpoint, and the alerts go off, and the TSA pulls her aside, and she apparently had swamp crotch, extreme wetness.
All right, hold on now. Listen, okay.
Well, there are limits. There are legal limits of how much fluid you can bring onto an airplane.
Right.
So
if you have more than 3.4 ounces of swamp crotch, you got a problem going on.
Is swamp crotch something that like the TSA coined?
It's called. That's just I've heard that term for a long time. Here, let me tell you the story. This is important. This woman posted on Reddit, "I flew for the first time in 15 years this week, and both airports flagged my crotch and the armpits during the scanning," according to this very confused traveler. The wet woman described herself as a mid-sized adult woman, 169 pounds, 5'8", wearing bike shorts, normal underwear, but she apparently said that neither her private parts or anywhere on her body was she outfitted with any kind of a medical device, like even like a Depend undergarment, nothing.
Or like an oil pan?
Yeah.
Well, for the ladies, there's this product called Poise, which is like...
Oh, is there Fester?
Well, I mean...
No, tell me all about it.
Okay.
How does it work?
But wait a sec. The story...
But MJ doesn't know.
I've heard of Poise.
You've heard of it, but we're not talking about it as a possible area of accumulated moisture.
But she had no...
Right.
There were no pads. There's nothing here. But the story gets even more interesting. She's from Tampa. So she posts on Reddit, the woman, I don't know her real name, Ms. Swamp Crotch could be listening to us right now.
Oh, Swamp Crotch Sally.
I don't know.
Oh.
That's her OnlyFans handle.
Yep.
Yeah, it's Swamp Crotch. So
for $7.99 a month, you can watch me go through TSA scans.
So, but sweat. If you have excessive sweating, I mean, if you've been running through the airport or if you're nervous, excessive sweat could trigger the full body scanners. Now, if you've got TSA pre-check and you're going through the regular magnetometer, I would imagine you've got pre-check and global entry. I would imagine
we got everything, and we still get flagged.
Yeah. So if you're walking through, like with TSA pre-check, Michelle and I and the kids, we do not have to go through the body scanners where you have to put your feet on the yellow outlines of feet and then put your hands in the air like you don't care. We don't have to do that. With TSA pre-check, you just walk through the regular metal detector. So if she did that, she wouldn't have been pulled aside for swamp crotch. Listen, I've seen people with nothing in their pockets. Sometimes, like just the pocket liner will set off like the body scanner.
So what you're saying is everyone should go to TSA.gov and please register for TSA.
No. I don't.
No. It's the worst program in the world.
Yeah.
It doesn't function efficiently at all.
This is the second time you guys done this today.
I tell people do not sign up for pre-check because we breeze right through at Tampa International. Never a line.
You guys gotta cut this out.
So this woman writes, the last time I flew out of my home airport of Tampa, I got searched too. Yeah, the security guard said something unnerving like swamp rot or swamp crotch or something similarly embarrassing. So the TSA guy apparently at Tampa said, yeah, you might have swamp crotch or swamp rot or something going on.
Get this all the time, ma'am. It's okay. Don't worry. Have a good flight.
I've seen this before.
Yeah, that's right.
I've seen a bunch of you wet asses come on through here.
Bodily function can trigger red flags, according to a TSA expert. Shauna Malvini-Redden says that perspiration is probably the weirdest thing that can set off the scanners. Recently explained in an article in Reader's Digest.
It makes sense.
It's not the hand grenades. It's the armpits.
Yeah.
It is. It is.
I mean, there's multiple things these scanners are checking for, and it makes sense.
You know what? Can I recommend to Tampa Swamp Crotch, this woman, maybe you should use Secret. You know, it's strong enough for a man, but made for a woman.
They don't say that anymore.
They don't?
That's offensive.
Oh, it is offensive now?
Is it?
Yes.
Strong enough for a they, but made for them?
Something like that. I think the new tagline is never let them see you sweat.
Is that it?
TSA approved. TSA approved.
It has to do with the millimeter wave technology and how the waves bounce off water. I would love to know if Miss Swamp Crotch, that's from Tampa, and did this whole posting on Reddit about getting pulled aside for just sweating, and the bodies. If you're listening, I would love to hear from you. Call the show. Call the MJ Morning Show at 800-990-1047. 800-990-1047. We do have a call, but it's not Swamp Crotch. Yes, Michelle?
The article says that France and Germany have banned the scanners because of the sweat false alarm issue.
The millimeter wave?
Yeah.
Wow. You know, you have different scanners. It seems that, you've got the one where you go in the cylinder and it like the wall moves and you put and then they used to have the one that you walk through the walls.
Yeah, this one.
Yeah.
This one.
Yeah.
Michelle, what country banned it?
Germany.
France.
Oh, France. Oh, they said Germany.
France and Germany.
Oh, France and Germany.
You know what? When I think of sweaty European women,
I think of France.
And Germany, both of them.
Yeah.
When I think of sweaty European women with armpit hair, I think of France.
Yeah, definitely. Back hair too.
How often are you guys thinking about this? Honestly,
all the time.
I mean,
all the time.
All three of you just agreed, like
I was just
rapid fire.
I was just in France. It's true. It's true. It's true.
Yeah, I think of European ladies all the time.
Oh, okay, Fester. I'm writing this down.
Varying degrees of moisture and hair.
Right. Let me grab line 2. Hi, good morning, Gene. Welcome to the MJ Morning Show.
Good morning. How are you?
Doing well, Gene. I guess you want to issue a Gray Bull Rescue Challenge?
Oh, boy.
Yeah, I'm going to send you $100 if I can get another 10 people to send $100 to you.
Are you holding your $100 hostage?
We deal with hostages.
No, not
Her $100 is going to have to be rescued by Gray Bull Rescue.
That's right. But I just thought, all the local people, hey, I'm going to send you $100. Why can't 10 other people? I think they can. I mean, they do such a great job, and look how many people they have rescued, not just recently, but all the time.
I'm glad to see the local news also embraced you guys, local TV news, and they're doing a good job, as well. Were we one of the early ones with, promoting you guys, media-wise?
Yep, in the very early days.
Yeah.
That's 750-something missions ago.
Yeah, wow, that's amazing. So, Gene, you're going to donate $100 to Gray Bull Rescue to fund the Operation Rescuing Americans wherever they may be on the planet in need of help. So you're going to donate $100, and you want to challenge 10 listeners right now to also donate $100.
Exactly.
All right, graybullrescue.org. That's graybullrescue.org. What were you saying,
Now
Fester?
you're going to do it. Now we need 10 people to call
You
in.
know what? All right, call
Now
us
we
right.
gotta do it.
Would you like to sign up for Gene's challenge? Would you like to call up right now and also?
Okay, hold on. We got to call online Drew, whose vasectomy set off the machine at TSA.
Hold
That's
on a
not what
second.
we're looking for
No,
right now.
I got to. Hold on, I got to talk to him.
We got to tell me.
Thank you,
We're
Gene.
trying to raise money for Gene.
Well, it might take a few minutes for
Gray
the
Bull Rescue.
All right.
It'll take a few minutes for the 10 callers.
This guy's talking about vasectomies at TSA.
I've got to talk to this guy.
God bless you, Gene. Thank you so much.
Gene, thanks for the donation.
Put her on hold. Put her on hold.
No, I'm done with Gene. We're done with Gene.
Put her on hold so Andrew can get her information so Gray Bull can contact her.
No, she's going to do the donation on the website.
Let's be proactive and maybe we can
I'm
get some
gonna
calls.
send it to you, MJ. That's what I did last time.
Oh, you're gonna send
$100 before.
Okay,
Yeah.
all right. Hold on a minute.
Chain of
all right,
custody
Andrew,
is
get her information then. All right.
Thank you, Gene.
If you would like to accept Gene's challenge, if you would like to donate $100 to Gray Bull Rescue right now, call us 800-990-1047. 800-990-1047. If you'd like, and listen, you can make a $10 donation, anything, $5, $10.
I mean, Gene would look down on you if you donated $10.
Listen, donate what
She wants other people to match her $100. Let's go.
she does, but you can donate whatever you want. graybullrescue.org. All right, I got to grab Drew in St. Pete. Drew, you're on the MJ Morning Show. Hi.
Hey, good morning, guys.
What happened to you and your vasectomy?
Okay, so 2 weeks ago I went to Austin, Texas. So I went to Tampa to Austin and then back. And you go through that scanner where you have to spread your legs and put your arms up.
Yep.
And I went through, and they were like, you got something down your pelvic area. And I looked back at the two little things, and it's actually from my vasectomy. It's 2 titanium clips that set it off. And so they had to, like, pull me aside and, like, pat me and, like rub me up and down.
Did they jam their fingers in your vasectomy?
No, but they grabbed it, like, straight up.
Oh, man.
How long ago did you have your vasectomy?
2021.
All right, so the titanium clips they're like a permanent fixture?
Yes.
All right, so, wow. I didn't know that they could penetrate, like, inside like that. Wow.
Yeah, they did, and they have no sense of humor, because I tried to make a joke about it, but the TSA had no sense of humor about it.
Sir, we're going to have to take this from you.
You need to remove these vasectomy clips right now if you want to get on this Southwest flight. Yeah.
Exactly.
Wow. All right.
All right, so I'm at the vasectomystore.com.
The vasectomystore.com. That's a website?
Yeah. And
it is.
Here are the surgical clips that they caught in you, Drew. $139 each. I don't know how much they charge.
Nice.
Wow. Are they titanium or are they an alloy?
I don't know. I have to read more.
They said it was titanium, so I don't know.
Yeah, titanium.
Yeah, I've got a titanium little piece in my thumb where I broke it skiing, slamming into a tree in Vail.
Yeah, you get a box of 180 titanium clips.
$139
for a box.
You know what's funny is that I have a fusion in my lower back, and it has bolts and bars, and it didn't pick that up. It only picked up my metal clips.
Dude, you're like a walking Ace Hardware store. What's going on with you?
Yeah, and I also have a built-in stimulator, too, a back stimulator for the nerve pain from the back surgeries, and it didn't pick that up.
Yeah, well.
But it picked up the 2 clips.
Yeah, so there's a whole Reddit thread about it where somebody asks, but a lot of people said that their titanium clips from the vasectomy never set the alarm off, but this person is asking, they said it was a new type of clip that the doctor used.
Wow, interesting. All right, thank you, buddy. I appreciate the call.
No problem. Take care, guys.
Wow. And Andrew answering calls for the challenge in the room. But, folks, you don't need to, if you want to call, you can. But just go to Gray Bull Rescue. Go to graybullrescue.org, O-R-G, and make a donation, whether it's $5, $10, $25, $100, $10,000, whatever you want to donate.
Please do $10,000.
Yeah. Please do $10,000 right now. Hey, we have an update. Did you see... this is a rescue you were not involved in. The father that was holding his little daughter on the railing of a Disney cruise ship, and the daughter fell overboard while trying to take What father puts the kid on the 4th-story railing of a cruise ship? So we talked about this yesterday, and there's a little bit of a follow-up. And it turns out, and we did say this yesterday because we did have good information, and it turns out our information was right. The father was holding his daughter. Have we determined like 6, 7, 8 years old or
5?
5 years old. Okay.
Yeah, Broward Sheriff's Office, I think, confirmed.
A 5-year-old kid.
Did she live?
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. So
amazingly.
Listen to this. This is they're going. Did they say exactly? It was like. Was it right off before they were getting to Port Everglades? Was it the ship was coming in right?
I saw the map, but it looked like it was a little further out than I thought. It was initially reported.
One map showed that it was near the Bahamas, but that might have just been because the cruise did go to the Disney Cay.
Yeah.
So, listen, the father, Brian, was holding the daughter on the cruise railing and then taking a picture.
So one-handed.
I'm like, what?
One-handed.
The girl falls over backward into the water, 4 stories down in the water. The father jumps off the cruise ship into the water to go after the daughter.
Nice.
And rescues the daughter, treading water for about 15 to 20 minutes. So the alarms start going off on the ship. And I guess on Disney Cruise, I don't know if this is the protocol on all the cruise lines, but they start making announcements. Mr. Mop.
M.O.B.
Mr. Mob. Mr. M.O.B.
Mr. M.O.B.
Yeah. Man overboard.
Man overboard.
M.O.B. And they start making pages. Mr. M.O.B. Mr. M.O.B.
Portside.
Portside.
Because they don't want to say some dum-dum threw his kid off the rail.
Yeah.
They can't say that. So they make it,
dumbass daddy.
That's right.
Holding the kid on the railing, fell off.
Port side, 4th floor. Everyone get your cameras out, boys.
Yeah. So, happy ending, but all the passengers were watching. They can see him treading water. The cruise ship, the captain had to swing this massive cruise ship around, make a U-turn, and they rescued the kid. But you know what was interesting? Some media outlets, even last night, like ABC World News Tonight with David Muir, they would not say that it was the father. They just said a man.
Wow.
It was.
Where's the mom?
It was odd. Yeah. Oh, the mom. Michelle, you said you read about the mom.
Yeah, the mother was yelling at him, get in the water and get our kid.
Right.
I mean, apparently she was just almost inconsolable, like crying when she realized. I think she might have been in the what do you call it, the room, you know, not really nearby.
But why would World News Tonight? Why would they not say the father? I mean, a lot of other media, like even yesterday morning, we were saying that we heard it was the father trying to take a picture of the daughter.
Yeah.
He's just rip and read news a lot of the time. He's a lazy writer.
More to this, you know what it is? The mom was on vacation with the boyfriend, and the husband was at home. You know, so it's a little awkward. But it's all good now.
But
he's a good, happy stepdad.
What kind of idiot would put a kid on the railing?
Stupid.
Those railings have to be. There's a law, maritime standard. Those railings on the cruise ships have to be at least 42 inches high.
Yeah.
So,
and they have the plexiglass. So that was the question everybody was asking. It wasn't like you could climb it because it's.
He had to work hard.
Yeah. So he was obviously holding her up there.
Yeah.
And at first everybody's like, "Oh, what a hero! He jumped in after her." And then you start reading the backstory, and everybody's like, "No."
You're a moron.
And your wife is never gonna let you with the kids alone ever again.
I mean, is he gonna get charged with like child endangerment or?
For that 1 second, he teetered her on the rail and was like, all right, I'm going to take 5 steps back and take a picture.
Yeah.
Smile and whoa.
Yeah.
Anyway, so a little follow-up from the original story from yesterday, and the moral is don't hold your kid on a cruise ship railing.
It's terrible.
This could have had a much, much worse ending.
Yeah.
That falls in the common sense category to me. I just one of those Captain Obvious called and he's driving the cruise ship.
Okay, everything's obvious after the fact. All right.
I think this was obvious before the fact, Buster. Would you put your kid up there? Hudson or Hadley?
Maybe
no
Hudson.
way.
I'd put Hudson up there.
No.
Yeah.
Michelle, I got some bad news.
Uh-huh.
Listen to this headline from the New York Post movie reviewer. Now, you and Julian were getting set to go to the new Jurassic movie, which opens up this weekend, right?
Mm-hmm.
Listen to this headline for the review.
Oh, boy.
Jurassic World Rebirth Review. Another embarrassing dino retread.
From who?
This guy's pretty good. This Johnny Oleksinski.
It's not Roger Ebert?
No, he's Roger.
Dead.
They're
Is
both
he dead?
Both Roger and
he has
Gene.
a website.
Siskel.
Yeah, Siskel and Ebert.
Okay, so he's reviewing from the grave because he has a website.
No, he's got they still have the entity going, but they have other reviewers that review. But yeah, both Roger Siskel and Gene Siskel and Roger Ebert. Both those guys are gone.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're calling it a retread. They're saying that this franchise needs to go extinct. I mean,
that's terrible.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
So many of these movies have terrible critic reviews, but the fans love it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Are you reconsidering going to the movie?
No.
What do you mean, no?
Oh, we're definitely gonna go. I mean,
yeah, this I think is the theme to Jurassic Park.
It doesn't sound like it.
Where's the
like
music we recognize?
This is the long version.
Yeah, where's the part we actually recognize, Andrew?
This is actually making me queasy.
Yeah.
I'm in a spa.
This is making me. I'm getting vertigo from this.
Swamp crotch.
Yeah, I'm getting crotch swamp crotch, whatever.
That's right.
Andrew, did you put up the wrong music? Where's the what? How does the music? There's
they're traveling in herds. It's the traveling in herds moment.
Yeah. All right, hang on. Here we go. Hang on. No, you got to go to the part where it gets going.
Where is it? I don't know what music I associate with Jurassic Park.
There's a very recognizable orchestrated like hook. That was what I was thinking of. That's the that's the Jurassic Park. Anyway, the reviews are not good.
The trailer looks horrible. I'm sorry.
Oh, yeah.
It does.
All right. When
But,
Michelle.
What?
When the trailer looks horrible.
Yeah.
Because they have experts that make even bad movie trailers look good.
Right.
Yeah.
No, they make bad movies look good. They don't make bad movie trailers
they
look
make
good.
bad movie.
Yeah, but you said trailers look good.
But a bad movie, trailer, separated.
Comma,
a
trailers
bad
look
movie, comma, trailer look good.
Maybe you need to punctuate better. Yeah, the movie does not look great.
No.
And Scarlett Johansson, I mean, okay. But, we're enjoying watching the other ones, and, there's something to be said for that, right?
Rosie O'Donnell, trash. You can hang out with us, right?
Yeah.
It's always great to have you.
Is Rosie O'Donnell in the new Jurassic Park?
Rosie O'Donnell is a new velociraptor. Yeah.
It's the new Rosie Rex.
Yeah.
Right.
Rosie O'Donnell, she's the latest to trash Jeff Bezos. We'll get to that coming up in just a minute.
Okay, who cares?
Man, I got a lot of stuff. Oh, man, we got a lot of stuff to do. Final segment. Speaking of cruises.
Yeah.
People are realizing with the Netflix Poop Cruise documentary, this latest Netflix train wreck series on Netflix, the latest on that awful Carnival Poop Cruise from 2013, people are realizing something and freaking out. We have an update on that. We have a lot of stuff in the final chunk of the MJ Morning Show next here on Q105, 104.7 FM. Veterans Ford wants you to know there are days left. Friday, July 4th, the last day to get Ford employee pricing. So with all the uncertainty, you know the deal, with all of the tariff talk and everything, there's a lot of uncertainty, and Ford stepped up, and Ford rolled out employee pricing for everything. So your Uncle Sid has been working at a Ford truck plant in Louisville, Kentucky for 35 years. He gets Ford employee pricing. What Ford did is they made that pricing available to everybody, just like a schmuck like me. So anyone can get Ford employee pricing, car, truck, SUV on most models, and it expires on Friday. So hurry, go to Veterans Ford and get the deal. Why Veterans Ford? Why should you go to Veterans Ford for the Ford employee pricing deal? The whole experience, they're going to get you in and out. It's just an easy experience. They treat you like family. They want you to come back. They want you to recommend them. The Veterans Ford experience is top-notch. People love their service department as well. I hear about the buying experience is phenomenal, and that people who had issues at other Ford stores and other Ford service departments around town, I'm hearing from numerous folks, including Joe the plumber, Gonzalez Plumbing, who had just a bad experience at another Ford dealer, now going to Veterans Ford and said, "Oh my God, why haven't I been going here for forever, since the beginning?" Veterans Ford, Linebaugh, and the Veterans Expressway. Veterans Ford, tell them MJ sent you. At 9:25, traffic's on. MJ Morning Show, back in minutes. I don't know. So they don't follow me. So listen, if you would like to give me a sympathy follow, actually follow both.
You know what? No, don't. If your employer doesn't, and if our employer doesn't follow you, MJ, why should anybody else?
Yeah, really. Give the show a follow too. If you already follow Certified MJ Radio, follow the morning show account as well. That's MJ Morning Show on Instagram, and I'm Certified MJ Radio. Give both a follow. Hey, quick update on the poop cruise. Now, guess what? With the Netflix documentary documenting this awful experience on this Carnival cruise ship. It was, what was it? It was the Triumph.
It was the Triumph during the poop days.
And then after the whole poop cruise fiasco, they had to rebrand the ship. They rebranded the ship.
Yeah, they now call it the Carnival Turd.
No. No, it's the
diarrhea of the seas.
It's the Sunrise.
The Charmin Express.
Yeah. It's the Sunrise. Yes, the Sunrise is the old poop cruise.
It's the fecal fun ship. So here's what people are realizing. So people, now that this Netflix documentary, part of their train wreck series, The Poop Cruise, when they lost power, all the plumbing went out, people had to go to the bathroom in plastic bags. I mean, this ship was awful. This was a ship show. I'm telling you right now.
Maybe that's what happened to the guy that dropped his daughter off the side. She just had to go.
Yeah, she had to go.
Yeah.
You
know, and
holy ship.
Daddy, hold me.
Holy ship is right. So people now with the documentary on Netflix are realizing
that they were on this boat,
that they or they're scheduled to go on the poop cruise, or people are watching, they're streaming and watching this. You have 5,000 people on this ship. You have people that have downloaded or people that are streaming, right? If you buy the internet package, right? So people are on the boat. People are freaking out that, oh my God, we're on the poop cruise. And so people are like horrified to learn that either they were just on it, they're on it now, or they're scheduled to be on the renamed Triumph, which is now the Sunrise.
Currently, the boat is in Turks and Caicos. It's going to the port.
Ah, very, very nice. So I thought that was funny. Hey, Rosie O'Donnell is just...
Why are people hating on Bezos? Why are all these people coming out of the woodwork who have no connection to the guy?
lot of celebs. I don't know if they were, I don't know if they're angry they weren't invited.
Seriously.
But Rosie O'Donnell's the latest to trash Jeff Bezos and Lauren Sanchez's gross $50 million wedding.
Okay.
Hey, has Bezos made a donation to Gray Bull Rescue yet?
No, and neither has Rosie O'Donnell for that
Okay.
matter.
Hey, Rosie.
I call on you, Rosie.
Yeah.
Rosie, send some money to Gray Bull Rescue, would you please? Yeah, so a bunch of celebrities are lining up. Who do we have? Who?
Well, Katie Couric said a catty thing to somebody else's Instagram thing about it being like a tacky dress.
Yeah, Katie
Couric commented on Schlossenberg, whatever, Caroline Kennedy's son's very active Instagram that's now been removed.
Right.
He put a post up because Lauren Sanchez is being featured on the digital cover of Vogue in her wedding dress.
Who is the star? Charlize Theron.
Charlize Theron, right. So Katie
she
Couric
said she said they suck.
I mean, she also said F them.
Yeah.
Yeah, on the way out.
I thought she was joking, but I don't think so. I think that Charlize Theron is really like saying they can suck it and bleep them and all that to the
she has an organization. I was just looking it up. It's like for Africa. She's from South Africa. I didn't know that. And so she has an organization at Charlize Theron Africa Outreach Project. And so she's trying to, make Africa a better place. And so she feels like she's doing this fundraising and working hard. And then Bezos goes and spends $50 million. But he could also just as easily write a check for $50 million to her. Maybe she should be a little nicer.
She's from South Africa?
Yeah.
Mr. Bezos, if you're listening, I think it was great that you had a big fancy wedding and everything. In fact, please go to GrayBullRescue.org and please donate.
So
that's how you do it.
You know what?
That's how you do it.
Wait a minute.
That's how you do it.
You know what they said? They don't want gifts. They want people to make philanthropic donations that call to their hearts. There you go.
For all the attendees at the Bezos wedding, we just want to say we thought it was a beautiful wedding on behalf of Gray Bull Rescue.
Yes.
From Israel, Mazel Tov.
Yep.
Whatever.
You had fun.
Right?
Yep.
GrayBullRescue.org. Please donate.
There you go.
This is how you do it, Charlize. See, this is how you do it. You don't pick a fight with the donors. You just don't do that.
Anybody listening, and if you were planning on sending a wedding gift to the Bezos, it's just They want you to send your gift to Gray Bull Rescue, graybullrescue.org.
Yep.
So just make $5.
Yeah.
$10, whatever. Whatever you were going to give the Bezoses as a wedding gift, send it to graybullrescue.org. Go to the website.
He went to a wedding recently and gave the groom, I think, a Bugatti, I read, right, as a wedding gift. So I don't know what the value of that is.
$2 million.
Okay. Hello?
Sounds about right.
Right.
Sounds about right.
Oprah.
Yeah.
Kardashian.
Yeah.
We don't have any big celebrity. We don't have any big celebrity donors.
Oh, we need to find you one.
Yeah, no, we need one.
We got to find. So
it's
Rosie
funny.
O'Donnell is trashing Jeff Bezos, and that she said that their over-the-top wedding, their gross $50 million wedding, turned her stomach. And let me tell you right now, that's a big stomach to turn.
Listen,
But here's the thing.
all those milkshakes that turn it.
It's a lot of cheeseburgers.
She wrote a poem about it and published it. I guess she's got some blog on Substack, and she's calling out all the people who went. Oprah, and is she really making an enemy now of Oprah Winfrey? I mean,
maybe they were enemies already. Maybe it was easy pickings for her because there's already a beef there.
I don't understand.
Who likes Rosie O'Donnell anyway? To be honest?
Exactly.
Honestly.
Yeah,
she calls it.
She was literally canceled, right?
Since A League of Their Own, she's been on a downward.
Yes, you're right, Brian.
Sorry, Rosie.
She peaked early.
Olivia Munn is trashing the Bezos wedding. It's just a lot of celebrities are going after it. Hey, Fessa, you might need to look this up.
Okay.
This is an unbelievable story. Did you see this dude in Ocala? His friend's gun accidentally goes off, shoots him in the chest. The bullet hits his cross.
Oh, Jesus.
And the guy, what'd you say?
I said, Jesus.
Exactly.
Amen.
That's what I'm talking about.
So I think I have a news report of.
That's when I heard the shark was sold, I said Jesus.
You will.
Yeah. So bring this up seriously. So Ocala, type it. Go to Fessa. What are you doing? Go to Google. You're just sitting there like you're catatonic.
I'm
like you're having
I'm
a.
looking. Shut the bleep up, will you, Mel? I'm looking for the actual news story. Jackass. Here it is. Here's the guy who survived the shot.
This is an unbelievable story. Well, you're sitting on YouTube. I thought you were.
YouTube's where all the.
I thought you had Peppa Pig videos on or something.
YouTube is as viable a news source as anything else.
All right, go.
This is Gulf Coast news.
All right, go ahead and play it. Go.
At an inch above my heart, and then from there it hit the cross. Even with a little bit of pain, I'm still here, so it's fine. I'm fine with that as long as I'm still here.
Well, that man in Marion County is sharing his story of survival. He says his necklace saved his life in a shooting. Sine Gebrigorga spoke with him about what he's calling a miracle.
Oh, that's a miracle, all right.
I look at it as a lifesaver.
A piece of his faith worn close to his heart.
I probably wouldn't be talking to you guys right now.
Is the reason why doctors believe Aiden Perry is still alive.
Now, if you look at the cross, you've got the top of the cross, then you have the left to right.
Yeah,
You've got
the arms,
you've got the horizontal part. The bullet hit just below the horizontal part of the cross.
Oh, so not even at the intersection.
No, and it cut it in half. Like the cross is severed right below where it crosses.
It looks like a fairly thin piece of gold, but it was enough to slow down the bullet.
Oh, yeah.
He didn't sound very jubilant.
Jubilant?
Yeah.
The guy was shot like 2 days ago. I mean,
I'm just saying, I'd be, and you won't believe what happened.
Yeah.
He was
I
kinda
agree.
Like, he did a couple of bong hits. It sounds like, you know what I mean? He sounds like he's like, yeah, man, it was great. I got shot in my cross. Thank you, Jesus. Appreciate it.
I mean, unbelievable story. Oh, hey, if you want a fat kid.
Oh, but my parents could write a book on that.
All right, if you want a fat kid, did your mom smoke during pregnancy?
I'm trying to think. She might have.
Yeah. Was your mom a smoker?
No, Mom wasn't a smoker.
All right.
Dad was a smoker.
No, there's a new study out, Washington State University, that links smoking during pregnancy to fat kids, to obese children.
I thought that'd make like skinny kids.
Yeah,
I would have thought the exact opposite.
No.
Yeah.
Really skinny kids have those gangly, skinny mothers who smoke.
A new study led by Washington State University suggests that smoking might influence a child's obesity. More than 89% of children in the study showed a typical body mass index pattern, declining between the ages of 1 and 6, then gradually rising. But 11% had no early BMI dip. Instead, their weight increased rapidly, starting at around 3.5 years old.
It makes a lot of sense, actually, if you think about it. If you ever smoked and then you had to quit smoking, what do?
You eat.
Yeah.
You get fat. So if you're the kid and you're addicted to nicotine, and there's no nicotine for you, you eat a lot.
Now you're going to eat.
So, it makes perfect sense to me.
Yeah.
I get that.
Yeah.
I quit smoking. I shoot Nicorette. Thank you.
Hold on, you did smoke?
I did, yeah.
Right.
They're overseas. You need
Hey,
to.
Brian, something about from yesterday's show. Do you ever try those Zen or Zin patches or pouches in your lip?
The nicotine.
Yeah, I don't. It's like a dip kind of
Yeah,
thing.
yeah,
it's like a pouch. There's no tobacco.
Yeah, I know, but you put it in like here, whatever. It always looks funny to me when people do it. Well, you could see the thing. So I do Nicorette gum for years. For years I do Nicorette.
So we talked about this on yesterday's show that a person on a Delta flight was told to spit out their Zin pouch. They don't allow chewing tobacco. They don't allow smoking or vaping. But, I just didn't think that a Zin pouch, which is fully self-contained, and you're just absorbing nicotine in the pouch. How's that different than having
that seems like a
lifesaver in your mouth?
That seems like a flight attendant who's being missed by NASA or Mensa or something. A real smart one. And one of the real honor students.
And listen to this. Patrick Egan, who's a St. Louis listener that listened to us for years. We were on Z1077, KSLZ St. Louis for 14 years. He listens to us daily on the podcast or streaming live. And he said, hey, MJ, he sent me an email. Hey, MJ, inside the terminal at Lambert St. Louis Airport, they sell Zin competitor packages. I guess it's On. O-N?
There's several different brands.
It's all the same stuff, though.
They sell a nicotine oral pouch that's a Zin competitor called On.
At the airport.
At the airport. So...
it'd be like selling bullets at the airport. That's ridiculous. It shouldn't be banned on a flight.
Wait a minute.
If you can't have Zen on the flight, you can't have bullets either, right?
Right.
I think there's a difference between a nicotine pouch and having bullets.
I'm just chewing on a bullet.
The 8-man Al Qaeda terrorist cell that's trying to take down an airplane armed with their wits and their Zin.
There you go.
I think that's a stewardess, a flight attendant who
a little overzealous.
We'll say that, or stupid.
Yeah, that sounded very overzealous to me when I heard that a Delta flight attendant made him spit out the Zin deal. This is pretty funny. I had this yesterday. I just didn't get around to it. A couple out in Riverview, they've been trying to get Tico to fix a broken street light for years. Actually, a year.
Okay, so a year.
They held a first birthday party for the broken street light. So I'm guessing this has now gotten the attention of Tico.
Have they fixed it? Yeah.
I'm guessing. So the story came out like the day before yesterday. I had it yesterday. I just didn't get around to it. Kerry Smith watched a video of the 1-year-old birthday party that he and his wife held for Tampa Electric streetlight that's been broken for a year. According to Channel 8, the couple decided to
that's a good idea.
Not run the streetlight over with their vehicle, but they decided to, humorously call attention to the fact that they can't seem to get Tico's attention to fix a broken streetlight that's been busted for a year. So they had a 1-year birthday party.
Everybody has a birthday. Everything has a birthday.
They had get well balloons tied to the streetlight for the. They had a cake with candles. Probably what the Publix got a cake. Cake with candles. So they clearly now got the attention of Tico.
Did they sing happy birthday?
Oh, they sent the birthday invitation to Tico.
Oh, that's really funny.
That's good.
Inviting them to the 1-year broken streetlight birthday celebration.
I love it.
Yeah.
Every time they call Tico, they promise to fix it within 5 to 10 days, but nothing's ever been done for a year.
They said that every time they filed a complaint, that Tico promised to fix it between 5 and 10 days, but they did nothing more than tie caution tape around it. I guess was it broken or
something that matters.
At more than 365 days, they were finally fed up. They had it. Yeah. So I guess they sent the letter to Better Call Benkin.
Yeah.
And
did she get it fixed
the next day?
Imagine that.
Did Shannon walk up there with a tool belt and fix it herself?
Yeah, she climbed, but she had those boots with the spikes on it.
I can relate to this. I lost a wheel on my garbage can. My city garbage can. Yeah. Like I bet you it's a year ago already. And I keep filling out the form, and the guy, they tell you to leave the garbage can out, and I come back, and there's like a new wheel on it, and okay, great. They finally fixed it, and I go to pull it, and then the wheel falls off again.
So bad.
Yeah.
You know, so like now I just leave it out and just, it has one wheel because it's just easier, right? But I can relate to this. I can relate to this problem.
Yeah.
Where do you live? What city do you live in?
I live near West Chase.
Okay. So you're Hillsborough County.
Yeah.
All right. So we're city of Tampa, and I got to be honest, we had a broken wheel just like you on our, was it the recycle bin with the broken wheel, or was it the blue trash bin?
Blue, because it's
Yeah.
It's blue.
Yeah. It was the blue trash bin. We had a broken wheel, and I filled out the form online.
Yep.
And they had it fixed in. I had a new one in the driveway in 2 days.
Yeah.
So Brian, is yours blue?
I got a blue one for recycle, and I got like a black one. It's the black one.
I was going to say you could bring it down. We'll just file another form. We'll swap it out again.
No, his says Hillsborough County.
I know. That's what I'm asking.
And what's so funny is because the wheel is broken, when the garbage guy comes with the claw thing, right? Now my lid is broken also. So my giant garbage can is, has seen more combat than me. Yeah,
hold on. It sounds like the Iranians shot missiles at your garbage can.
We were going to put a Purple Heart thing on the side of it, like wounded in action,
Well, I mean, these cans see a lot of violence.
They do.
Yeah.
I know I abuse my cans.
Yeah, right.
Terrible.
Well,
terrible.
you've seen those claw grippers. They grab it, and if they set it down with a clunk, I mean,
They jerk it, they smack it, they squeeze it.
Yeah, smack it, rub it, flip it down, whatever. Remember that song?
Sounds like me on a Saturday night with 2 shots.
I was going to say, it's what's his name? Like P. Diddy.
Hey, it's a
sounds like a freak off.
You need some baby oil and lube on your axles.
And then my garbage can will be okay.
Yeah.
It'll be all right.
But speaking of the streetlight deal, I haven't called yet. I'll see how long it takes. Tico's generally pretty good. We have on our street, Michelle, if you noticed, but we have one of the LEDs, not the purple LED. They seem to be getting rid of most of the purple LEDs.
Yeah, now I see them and it's like the outlier, and it draws before it drew my attention because it was so strange.
There used to be so many of those defective purple LEDs all over the place for the streetlights, but we have a streetlight, Michelle, on the street that will not go off. It's been on for like 2 weeks now. So I got to call Tico and say, this sensor's not going off. All right, anything else before we get out of here today? I think that's about it. I have a lot of stuff for tomorrow. I have 2 hours of A-list material I just didn't even get to today because, that's the quality. That's how packed the MJ Morning Show is. So Brian Stern, the founder of Gray Bull Rescue, thank you for coming in.
Thanks so much.
Just back for, how long were you overseas? Like
2.5. So we were gone in Israel for like 2.5 weeks, and before that we were in Haiti, and before that we were in France with smelly women. It's been a busy month of June.
Yeah. All right, folks. Gray Bull Rescue doing wonderful work and rescuing Americans all over the planet. And one day you or your family or friend might need to rely on Gray Bull Rescue. So, Brian, thanks for coming in. Just back from 2.5 weeks overseas, helping evacuate Americans out of Israel with the Iranian conflict. If you'd like to make a donation to Gray Bull Rescue, it's a local operation. Their offices are right here in Tampa Bay, and it's a nonprofit 501c3. If you'd like to make a donation, please. They're all donation funded. Go to graybullrescue.org. $5, $10, whatever you can spare, $100, 500,000. You want to send 10 grand, do it. graybullrescue.org. And I think that's going to do it here, folks. All right, Michelle, will there be a Diddy verdict today, potentially?
I think potentially. It seems like they're moving through the instructions. So.
All right. Could there be a Diddy verdict? And your guess is you think that the feds have proven their case?
I think that they've proven pretty much the elements of the case, and the judge did instruct the jury they can go longer than 5 o'clock. So if they reported at 9, I don't know. It sounds like they could. I mean, I would guess maybe tomorrow, but give them time to sleep on it.
All right. Impending Diddy verdict. Do you think they got past this problem juror though? You think they're past that, or is that going to crop up again?
We'll see today. I mean, they all came back today, so.
All right, folks, have a phenomenal day. We'll see you back here for the Wednesday show. Brian, thanks for coming in, Gray Bull Rescue. It's the MJ Morning Show on Q105, and do me a favor, let's be careful out there.
The Q105 app is your connection to all the big contests. Powered by Anajar and Levine, accident attorneys. Call 1-800-747-FREE.
That's 1-800-7...